Good evening, ladles and jelly spoons. It's Friday. You know what time it is. It's time for the Fun Zone. I am the giraffe of me, Jeremy Graves. I, of course, am joined by Felfloney, aka Claire. And welcome to this Friday, the 23rd of August. Jesus Christ, it's late in the year. Welcome, everybody. It is Friday evening. Welcome to Matty Boo Twitches and to Harriet Manga Girl. As tonight, we will not only be having some fun chit-chat before we get going properly, but we will be checking out the demo of what game, you ask, folks? We will be checking out the demo of... That's the wrong window. That's the correct window. Emio, the smiling man.
Just because Matty's here doesn't mean you need to do an impression of him, Jeremy.
I genuinely thought I had that in the right place, but there you go. Yes,
I'm sure he always does as well.
Yes, folks, we're going to be checking out Emio, the smiling man, the Famicom Detective Club. We're going to be checking out the demo, which, all going well, should at least be the prologue and chapter 1. But before we get to that, we're going to have a good old
Harriet's like, shit, was I supposed to be on this stream? No one told me. Like trying to call all this together. Shit.
Do you know what? Like, I've sort of relayed out my OBS settings a bit because, as Felf knows, but before we went on today, everything broke. So there you go. I had to refix it.
Look, you're so lucky that we even managed to get to stream every week. Because every week it's like, Jeremy, like, OBS is caught on fire and left the country and is suing me for tax fraud. And then like 20 minutes later, he's like, okay, let's go. And I'm like, what? Either you're lying or you're like the most amazing magician at fixing it. Matty's like, what the shit, Felf? Yep, guess straight out the gate with the fucking roasts, Matty. You know how it is.
I think what it is just, I sort of know it's down to like one of 6 or 7 things. It's just what.
But it's never the same thing each time.
Exactly.
That's the thing. Which is insane and doesn't make any sense, but you just have to kind of roll with it.
No worries at all, Harriet. No worries at all. But Felf, we're on a bank holiday weekend here in I say in the UK, in England anyway. It is the.
I don't know if we are.
In England, it is the bank holiday weekend. It's normally right at the end of the month, but the end of the month falls late next week, so therefore it can't happen as far as I'm aware. So this is the weekend traditionally where I think, if I've got my dates right, this is when like Reading Leeds Festival happens and all sorts of other things that I never go to because my back will utterly hate me if I do go to it. But you know what else is happening this weekend? It is, of course, wrestling at Wembley Stadium, as AEW, All Elite Wrestling, will be holding their All in London event for this year. It's going to be good fun. I will be going with our good friends, the Decade, Mr. Ian Bolton and Harriet Manga Girl. We'll be there.
Well, they like wrestling too. I had no idea.
They are wrestle people. I will be there with them. And then I believe Matty is going to be watching the show on the TV broadcast, as it were. So we're going to be able to, on Bunkermania early next week, give some very, very good thoughts, feelings, how it came across both live and in person on the podcast of Bunkermania. So make sure, if you're interested in that you give Bunkermania UK a follow on YouTube, Twitch, and all of your favourite audio or podcast or streaming-based platforms. And then you'll get notified accordingly when we go live early next week. Provisionally Monday, but I don't know for sure. But the show as a whole...
Bunkermania? Is that what the channel's called, Bunkermania?
Bunkermania UK, I believe, is the actual handle. So if you search Bunkermania UK, it should come up on things. There you go. Thank you very much, Felf.
Did it work? Yes, it did.
So yes, I am I'm both looking forward to and dreading going to All In. Because...
Why is that, yeah?
Because it's bank holiday weekend and I've got to drive into London.
I can confirm it's not a bank holiday in Scotland. Do you know when the next bank holiday in Scotland is?
I don't know, October?
Nope.
July?
December.
Oh.
December? July? What, next year?
Yeah.
No, we have Christmas, Jeremy. You know, like...
No, actually, no, correction. I should have said Hogmanay if I was going to say anything, in fairness.
Well, no, because Christmas is always a bank holiday, isn't it? Christmas Day. We've got a substitute Monday for St Andrews, because I think St Andrews Day might be on the weekend this time. So, much like you've got your substitute August one, because of it being on a weekend, we've got that substituted. So yeah, we don't get the end of August one, but we do get a different one at a different time from you guys. Yeah. Either in July or sometime in September. Now, Glasgow had theirs in July, so we're done now.
Evening, Stitcher. Welcome. But yeah, so my plan for Sunday is I'm going to be driving up to Wembley, probably to get there for about 9 a.m, 10 a.m-ish, hopefully to avoid some traffic, because I have a car parking space at Wembley Stadium. So therefore, I will park up in the stadium and I will basically have what I'm going to call the car office. to base my operations in throughout most of the day. There's a bunch of outlet shops at Wembley, so I'm going to try and buy some cheaper looking activewear clothing, as it were.
Cheaper looking? Surely you want cheaper, but stuff that... You don't want it cheap looking, is what I'm saying.
Ariel.
I know, I'm doing it because I'm eating Monster Munch. Do you want to hear Monster Munch?
No, actually, leave it there. That works. If you leave it there,
Yeah.
you're better. So there you go.
Do you get half Monster Munch, half me talking?
Okay, I've got to ask. What's your Monster Munch go-to flavor?
Well, I'm a classicist, so pickled onion.
Nah, sorry. I will respectfully disagree. Flaming hot is the way to go.
I think it's because I had these more as a kid. I don't mind the other flavors, but these are the ones I just. You know how Keith is about salt and vinegar discos?
Such a very specific request of crisp.
Yeah, it's like we want crisps that are so far away from being potato. We want potato that's been pureed, treated so it'll survive longer than a roach in the apocalypse, into a tube. You know, like those egg tubes you get in Japan that you just slice off, and then that, but potato. We'll do a little sliding slice, and then we'll just destroy it with salt and vinegar and feed it to Keith because he seems to be the only one who eats them.
Yeah, just pickled onion crisps just never agreed with me. I mean, I'm not really a pickled onion guy in general.
I don't go searching for the flavour, but it's the combo flavour Monster Munch. I wouldn't be like, oh, pickled onion flavour. I love that flavour. It's more like, oh, pickled onion Monster Munch. That is what I like. I feel we weren't talking about this. I was going to ask you a question about
going to Wembley.
Yes.
Colin.
You said you had a car permit for Wembley, and I was just like, is it just going to be a piece of paper that just says I park where I want?
You're not far off, actually.
It's okay, I have a permit. It just says I park where I want.
You're not far off, in fairness. I've got to do a printout, but it is just basically a big label that has my name and my car reg on it.
I wish I had your face on as well, like... Up on inside the car window going, he's okay, he's got the AC on and he's listening to his favourite metal.
Do you know, if I'm going to do anything, maybe I should put on the drawing that you've done of me, like the notification thing that we've got set up on here.
Oh, the one that goes over your face randomly, that we found that goes over your face randomly. That's very funny.
But yeah, so like I say, looking forward to All In. It should be a fun day. It's going to be fun to catch up with folks as well. And currently, there's estimated to be just over 50,000 people in the stadium. So last year, it was over 80. So in one way, it's kind of sad it's not as many. But in some ways, I'm also like, you know what? I'm far happier with there being 30,000 less people because it was busy as hell last time.
Why is this not...
Also, Taylor Swift, for the past week or so that they've been doing gigs, they've had 90,000 people in the stadium.
Oh, it's insane. Everyone I know who's even remotely gay, and several gay adjacent people, they're all drawn in like a black hole. All you could hear was the rattling of tiny bracelets as all the Swifties were going into Wembley.
Hey, you know
they all
what?
seem to have a wonderful time, and fair play. I don't get it, but I don't get a lot of things.
This is the thing. The Taylor Swift bug has never got me, as it were. I think I've only listened to a few things. It's never hit me, but I love how much people are into them. Literally.
I think as well, it's I'm sure you know this, but even music that isn't objectively, I mean, she's a good songwriter. Don't get me wrong, her songs are good, but it can the community can kind of take on a life of its own. We see it in the circles. I mean, look at wrestling. Ostensibly it's really silly, but the fans are really bloody into it, and that they're most of the experience. I mean,
you're talking about most of the gays being there for Swiftie. Let's be fair, watching men in underwear pretend fight each other, kind of not far off, I
mean, but that's why they were so glad that it didn't clash, so now they can go to the wrestling this week. So all the gays are like, oh, busy month, I've got Taylor Swift and I've got All In. busy.
And evening, Sean, welcome, hope you're doing well tonight.
Hi, Sean.
And yes, it's going to be good fun. There are lots of other things going on around London in relation to or in conjunction with the All In event. I'm literally just going on the Sunday. It's nah, I just day trip. That's the plan. Go up early, leave late, arrive early, do a podcast.
I'm just imagining it's going to be the normal English kind of crap that goes around things. There are going to be some things around and it's just a really shit fair with rides that kill people. And you're like, hooray! People going around with candy floss and those weird sticks that light up. And you're like, where are these coming from? Where do you find these?
It is going to be a fun show, though. I'm looking forward to a lot of things that are scheduled to be happening on the show. There are also some things we've got no idea exactly what's going to happen yet. There's kind of a mystery element to it. But the main event, Harriet and Ian will be able to confirm, there may be a Jeremy that cries during that match.
Right, is someone else retiring?
Potentially, legit.
Oh, who?
Brian Danielson, who has had to.
I know that name.
Yep.
It's Brian with a Y, isn't it? I've seen it.
Otherwise known
recently.
as Daniel Bryan for a period of about a decade. I'm not even joking.
Hello, my name is John Daniels, also known as Daniel John, because fuck you. No, I actually saw something come up, and it was like a poster with that dude's name on, so maybe that's what that was. But it didn't seem to have anything kind of like joke attached to it, so my brain didn't like remember it or anything.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair as well, Brian Danielson has been doing the media rounds. Like, he's done like the snack challenge, like UK versus US type video, where like where he eats like, I don't know, what was it? It was like a vegan Whopper or a vegan sausage roll from Greg's.
Both of the, I mean, the sausage roll would probably be my favourite. Like, cause
he said sausage roll, spoiler, but
yeah. I mean, their sausage rolls are legit. But yeah.
But yes. Other than that, folks, I will say before we go any further, if you didn't get a chance to see it, but you want to catch our opinions on it, this past Tuesday, we did do a live reaction with Harriet Manga Girl to the Gamescom, what's it called, opening night live show. I nearly called it only night live, and that didn't make any sense. If you want to see our reaction to the various announcements that didn't happen, then you can, quite frankly. And
various announcements that didn't happen.
Yep, as it were, because let's be fair. It was a show. A few days on, I'm very much just like of the opinion a lot of the stuff just probably wasn't for me, but overall, it was a weird show in hindsight. Just like the formatting of it, the ordering of things, the Dune. Apparently, that Dune game is a survival MMO.
I've just realised, Jeremy, I left my body for the last 30 seconds because I thought Jeremy's talking about a wrestling show that I wasn't watching, and I just went boo 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 into the, and I was like, then I came back, I was like, wait, he's talking about Gamescom. I was there for that. Could you please repeat the last thing you said?
Not at all. We're going to move straight on. So,
No!
So folks, if you want to catch that VOD, you can find that right now on both here on Twitch and on YouTube, because we are now up to date on VODs on YouTube.
Well done, Jeremy.
It has been a mission. I got there.
I found out what it was that I'd seen with this dude's face on. The Simpsons wrestling group that I'm in, that's called You Can't See Meme, is doing a giveaway.
That's a really good name.
I love it though. They're doing a giveaway for what they're calling the first day of the final countdown. And it says, like this post and comment your favorite gimmick of Brian Danielson, and you could win this. And it's a figure, a Target exclusive like action figure of this dude. And it is kind of cool. Although, to be fair, at first glance, I was like, I don't know who that is, because it's a bearded man wrestling. There's so many of them, Jeremy.
Be honest. Did you think it was a lumberjack?
No, because he's not wearing a shirt.
Okay.
For a second, I wondered if it was Joe Hendry with like longer hair, but then I looked in and I was like, no.
If there's one thing I can pretty much confirm, Joe Hendry will not be at Wembley Stadium, at least in a wrestling capacity. Maybe there is a fan for all we know. I don't know. This weekend.
Is he not part of that promo? Is he the other one?
Correct. He's part of the other folk.
The Other, starring Nicole Kidman, released in 2000 whatever it was. Right, yeah. So now my brain can go to sleep knowing where I saw that dude's face, and
there you go.
Carry on.
There you go.
GameCon, more like SnailCon, so absolutely savage burn that they're not going to be able to recover from. I'm sure Jeff Keighley is crying and he doesn't know what.
So, I think now is a good time to sort of start to change the discussion point towards, let's get the right window this time, Emio, the smiling man. So, we've been trying to work out a few things, folks, because, and also, we don't know what's going to happen in this game. We're sort of, we're aware of a few game-related mechanics, potentially, but that's about it. But one of the main things, good evening, Neko Riddles, hope you're doing well, welcome.
Hi, Gwen.
And, where was I going? Oh, yeah, that was it. So, when it comes to settings in this game, unlike what we've been doing with the old Ace Attorney games, oh, the screen went dark, there you go. There are voiceovers in this game. Is that a noodle alert?
Yes.
Do we need?
No, it's just for some reason, Jeremy, I cannot get my face centered in your camera. I've tried moving my monitor, it just, I can't seem to do it. I'm moving my monitor and it's like just resolutely not centering my face. I'm trying, dude, I'm really trying. Is that better?
I'm just gonna leave this going.
I'm still having to lean. This is okay, right, hang on, that's better. We'll do that. My monitor is at a weird angle, but we'll live. It's fine.
There you go. So, folks, the interesting thing about this game, like we said, is there are voiceovers, but it's strictly Japanese voiceover. So what I'm also
that
going
I'm
to do
aware
now,
of, yeah.
What I'm also going to do now is change over the music. There we go. So the key detail for reference, if you folks want to play it like this, you've got the option of the protagonist voice, which we have currently set to do not play, but it defaults to being play. So if you change that to do not play, it will not play your protagonist voice. And if you change voice volume down to 0, because you can just scroll up and down, then it will take out all other voices. So our plan, not knowing what is going to happen in this, is we're going to attempt to do some voices. We have no idea how many there will be. We may forget them as we go along. We're not committing to playing this game, but you never know.
Like I said to you earlier, there's a core of about, because I think it's like Ace Attorney, I think, and the characters come back, and you've got your core of 3, which is like your boss, you, and your co-worker. But you've also going to have like lots of like police detectives and various people that maybe won't come back. That being said, the voice acting is very good from what I've heard, and it's absolutely not a chore to listen to if you play the game. If and when you play the game, I certainly found it pretty nice to listen to be honest.
And for the record, it's not saying that we don't want to hear
no,
the voiceover,
it's just we don't want to cause a kind of like auditory confuse. So as Jeremy has just changed the category over and I've noticed it on OBS, I'll mention this. This is a game that is rated 18. It has some mature themes, none of which I think we will really touch on a lot in this demo. That will be more for later in the game. But if anyone has any sensitivity to topics such as self-harm or mental distress that isn't mine or Jeremy's, then, because that's part of the stream, that's why you come, we all know that, then maybe watch with caution. And obviously it's a crime game, so all of the stuff that goes with that. And if anything pops up that we're not expecting, I don't believe we've got any flashing lights or loud noises or anything, Jer, from what I'm thinking, but we'll play it by ear, okay? But anything that happens that is not great, we will be apologising for and doing better, because we don't know what's going to happen. Basically, I think we're covered. Yeah. Let's go.
Also worth saying as well, like compared to Ace Attorney, we've got no idea of kind of the scale of depictions in this as well, so...
That's true.
This is more us just kind of saying these things up front, as it were, so we've sort of covered bases. And such.
Cover the drum, cover the bass, cover the drum and cover the bass.
So, but Matty says, but if you like your anime, there's some very pretty people here. Oh, I'm in for a ride, aren't I?
So it has this weird kind of partially animated style to it. In that the characters kind of, you can see them breathe, and you can see that the sprites kind of move a little, but it doesn't appear to be fully animated. You'll see, and I think it looks really good. So here we go. Let's see. Let's try it, Jeremy. Let's get started.
Indeed, yeah. Because even just from like some of the trailers that I've seen,
let's go, Bob.
Perfect timing, Lex, and welcome this evening.
Let's go, Bob.
So, with that being said, it is time to play Emio, the Smiling Man, Famicom Detective Club.
I feel that tone is not fitting, but let's go.
Okay,
let's fucking go.
So, it's time to play Emio, the Smiling Man. Oh,
Most
crap.
What?
A thumbs up just appeared on my screen, apparently. Thank you.
That's because... Jeremy, do the heart. Do it.
That's so... Okay,
do the heart.
we're completely derailing this.
Do
Hang on. So...
Do it. Do the heart. Yay! So, fun fact, we discovered that sometimes Jeremy can't see that happening on his Discord, so he thought we were all driving, like, winding him up. And then, because you did something like, you did a double thumbs up, and, like, fireworks appeared behind you,
Right.
and we were just losing our minds, and you were like, what are you talking about? Is it going to work? Nope, didn't work this time.
Right.
Let's continue anyway.
But the part that's even weirder though, folks, is I've just got my camera brought in directly into OBS. It's not even me copying my thing from Discord. So why is it
no
linked?
idea what's going on there.
Right. But with that being said, begin investigation.
Have you thought about what you're going to name your character?
All characters, names, businesses, places, events, and incidents in this game are fictitious. Any resemblance to actual persons, places, or events is purely coincidental.
Jeremy, have you thought what you're going to name your character?
Yes.
Oh, awesome.
Character limit may be an issue.
Well, you get 2 names, so...
Character limit may be an issue.
Oh, good lord.
It was a nice
Go on,
day. The kind of day where you want to take a deep breath and savor the moment. Good morning, Mr. Itsugi. Look at the hair physics. I'm ready for my workday at the Usugi. I'm ready for.
Great start, folks. Stay with us, please.
We're good. I'm ready for my workday at the Utsugi Detective Agency. Also, can hear your fan now, ironically.
Oh, right, okay. So before we go on to the next screen, this is what I mean. Can you see that character is moving?
Kind of the slow.
He's breathing, and like, but everything's not just moving up and down. It's very it's almost like
It's like a VTuber.
Like, yes, that is exactly what it's like. It's like a rigged VTuber is what it looks like. I smell live 2D. Well, I think that's what it is, Gwen. So I'm just going to turn my fan off and see how I do.
Would you like to read Mr. Utsugi, or would you want me to do it?
You can do Mr. Itsugi.
Okay. Ah, good morning.
It's a bit too low, I think, for him.
Good morning. Nice weather, isn't it? Maybe we should tidy up, open a window?
Are you calling my office a sty, you sap?
I see this screen and I just immediately think of like City Hunter or like Detective Conan type things.
Well, this is obviously like they've got a little office in town, haven't they?
Yeah.
That they're paying like a small, above a shop or something. That is very much that vibe.
It screams Detective Conan and whatnot, so.
Randomly, this is very random, but do you remember the game Police Noughts that never got translated over here? The Kojima game, the really early one.
I don't know if I
It
do,
was
to be
basically
honest.
a playable anime. I just thought I'd mention it because this would make me think of that, and it is in fact, I believe, today Kojima's birthday. So happy birthday, Kojima's birthday, you mad bastard.
Apparently there's going to be some Death Stranding 2 news coming soon at like Tokyo Game Show, so.
What on earth could they possibly... They're like, oh, we've added even more mad shit. You know, a cat made of slime? You like that? Well, now we've got 5 cats made of slime. Anyway.
He didn't object, so I went to open a window. That's when...
The window opened.
There's a telephone ringing.
Ring, ring, ring.
Do you let me know
ring,
if you
ring.
folks need more game juice as well, by the way?
Game juice? What's that mean?
Utsugi Detective Agency. Utsugi... Oh, no, it's wrong voice. Utsugi Detective Agency. Utsugi speaking. How can I help you?
I take it back. This voice is hilarious.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Is that right? I understand. My voice broke a bit there. I'll be right there.
I understand. Oh, you'd like that, wouldn't you? We'll carry master.
What's going on? Who is that?
That was the phone.
That was Kamada requesting our services. I'm heading to the scene, and you're coming with me.
The guy from Akira? No, that's Kaneda.
Inspector Kamada called us? Yes, sir! Oh, slightly ominous music. Prologue. A face.
Isn't that a wrestling term as well?
What, prologue?
No, a face.
Correct. It's a good guy. Scene of the crime.
Gwen says, Okai famous. I don't know what. Sorry. I would need to hear that said aloud to know how to say that.
Okai
I think that's just you thinking.
Saimasagiza?
Well, I know Akairi because that's part of it.
Yeah.
Nasaimas. Akari Nasaimas, I think is how you say that.
Okay. Mr. Itsugi drove us to a drainage pump station in Kofuku City.
Takes me to the nicest places.
Would you like to be a police officer?
I'll be this rude, yeah. You're from the Itsugi Detective Agency, right? I'm glad you could make it.
Of course. Ooh.
Okay, now here we have some interaction. So we've got ask or listen, think, or save and leave. I think we should maybe just try asking him some stuff. Weirdly, you don't get to choose what you ask him, which is different from... Well, at this point we don't.
What's the situation?
I'm angry now. It's a body, I'm afraid. Got an anonymous tip this morning. A tip of the finger of the body.
Is that it?
I don't know. I thought that word was irashimas, Gwen. I must have had the wrong word. Victim was young, I'd say. Middle school. You never get used to this kind of thing. Do you want to tell that guy at the back there that the door's already open? He doesn't need to pick the lock.
What happens if I click think? I'm curious. Where's
I think
Mr.
it just gives you
Itsugi? I could use some help with this guy.
Oh yeah, he looks very threatening.
Oh.
See if there's anything else you can talk to him about. Oh.
We can call or engage.
I don't know, Jeremy. It's a bit soon. I don't want to marry this guy. What are you talking about?
Let's keep asking and listening. Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh, now we've got some topics. Okay. He's wearing a school uniform. Local junior high. Beyond that, we don't have a confirmed ID yet. We'll have to wait till we find his head. That's joking, by the way. His head is still attached to his body.
I will say early on, I like the fact that... I can't think of the right phrase, but I like the fact it's very segmented and you are literally controlling what you want to hear and know about. Because sometimes you might just get a long info dump of just text, whereas with this, it's like 1 point,
That's true.
next thing.
And I think as well, like, it can come to screw you over later if you don't ask everything. Like, not in a kind of you can't complete the game kind of way, but in a kind of you're like, how am I supposed to know that? It turns out you didn't ask the right person the right thing at the right time. Victim was strangled, so asphyxiation. Our best guess right now is around 9 o'clock. Observations so far. Let me think about that.
Body. That's the observation. Oh.
I said about the body, didn't I? Oh, so maybe you can think of it.
Okay, it's the same bit of dialogue. Okay.
Can you look around? Is that an option?
Doesn't appear to be. No, I'm sort of using the thumbsticks.
Okay, right. Well, let's try the option we haven't tried yet then.
Oh. All right. Mr. Itsugi is over there talking to the police. Let's just listen to what people have to say for now.
So I think let's try talking to him again.
Anything else?
We've done all those, haven't we?
Okay.
Oh, that's it. It's smart enough to know that you've already asked it. That's all we got for now. Forensics is on it.
Okay, so the fact it says listen, I guess, do we need to go through everything again then?
That doesn't seem right, but... Oh, here. The victim could have been strangled with rope or a cord, some side of string, a particularly skinny ferret. I'm sorry. That's all the info I have about that. Oh, but there was another observation.
I love the leading bit of dialogue there. Oh, but there was another observation.
So when I was watching this, the interactions with this dude are one of the few things I watched in a video earlier, and he has a very strange smile. Like, I know I'm just looking at smiles, but he's got this weird, almost like cat-like smile when he smiles, and it's kind of weird.
Oh, what is it?
Well, it's something you see with your eyes. Oh, it's not every day you find a body, let alone one that... Oh, music's changed. Let alone one that looks like this. Did you hear that?
I did, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like what?
Dead! Ugh. I get chills just thinking about it. Never seen anything like it before. What?
So...
I don't think I can describe it. It's a bag on his head. You might just have to see for yourself. Oh, cool. Are we gonna look?
Look / examine!
Let's do it.
Sorry, it's like, where? Victim surroundings.
Okay, well, victim, I guess.
Just for some reason, just those options just made me laugh. It's like, where? The game
Where
going,
victim
where do you want to go?
surroundings? Where victim surroundings?
Will you take me to see the victim?
I don't think he'll let you do that. Oh, shouldn't have said anything. Do you have the right kind of clearance for that? I might need to check with someone.
Okay.
On the other hand, I hate to bug them. You've done this before, right? And I'm very lazy.
You're letting me? Thanks, I appreciate your help.
Just, you know, don't touch anything or anything like that. Okay, I'll do this character because.
Okay.
Hey, what are you doing?
Huh?
This is an active crime scene, officer. Your job is to keep the looky-loos out. No, you don't understand, Detective Kuze. This guy's supposed to be here.
I'll explain. Hi, my name's...
Hold that thought. Let's find somewhere else to talk. All right. What did you say your name was? Beam boom. This is where we put our names in.
Okay.
First name first. Bear in mind, if we continue this game, Jeremy, you will have this name for the entirety of this game. So
don't worry, I've got the first name covered.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, my second name is probably not going to fit. I can tell you that. There's a character limit of 10.
Well, there's 10 characters that you can...
Yes. Okay. No, I misspelled it. Hang on. Hang on, that's it.
Delete is B.
Ah, right.
Delete is B.
Zagra.
No, you've run out of characters. What are you trying to spell?
Zarthagrathor.
Okay, that's ridiculous. pick a couple of those and go with the syllables.
Okay, Giraffamy Zarth.
Or Giraffary Zargrath. How about XAR?
Okay, yeah, compromise. There you go.
Yeah, GRATH.
I'm Giraffamy. Giraffamy Zargrath.
Zargrath.
Sean just put in the chat, Danielson.
Too obvious. Catcher, not now, my love. My love, my darling, my sweetheart. Please.
Thank you, Sean, thank you. Are you happy with this name? Giraffamy Zargrath? Yes.
Catcher.
Yes, I am.
Catcher, please. Please stop, Catcher. Catcher.
What's Catcher doing? Hang on, do we need to switch back? Hang on, folks. Noodle alert. Noodle alert. Sound the noodle alarm.
Don't lie there like you weren't just going mad.
I am innocent.
Cute, buddy. Rude. Right. The minute I turn my back on her, I guarantee she's gonna...
Go on, do it.
Okay. Let's go.
Yes.
What's that dog doing?
My name's Giraffamy Zargrath. I can't even say it properly now.
Oh, this is a good start.
I'm here with the Utsugi Detective Agency.
Wait, you're a PI? Who hired you?
Well...
See, this is the thing, Jeremy. Do we know who hired us?
I guess Mr. Utsugi, technically, because it was a temporary work thing.
Well, no, Mr. Utsugi's our boss. He was hired. So this is something that is interesting, because I don't think you can answer. Sorry, you're not getting out of this that easy. Answer the question.
So,
Sounds like you're about to ask me a question, but you still haven't answered mine.
This detective seems pretty tense.
She's on the scene of a murder scene.
I get the sense she's not happy about us being called in.
What's giving you that idea? Look, if you want to investigate, you're going to have to answer my questions first.
I don't know how to.
What are you going to do, Jerry?
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
This is how we look around. Yeah, this is how we look around.
Warning sign.
Why don't you click on her and see what it says?
This must be Detective Kuze. Seems like she takes crime security pretty seriously.
Crime scene security, but
Sorry.
yes. Huh.
Wow.
What? Okay, you should probably be this dude, or it'll just be us talking to ourselves.
Kamada was someone different they mentioned, wasn't it?
Kamada is the guy who called us in, the police. He's an older dude.
Yeah. Okay. So
50 odd.
Kuze, I see you've already met our friend here.
That's actually kind of perfect.
Oh, Inspector Kamada, good to see you. You don't mind a little outside help on this one, do you, Kuze? Do you?
Look at this smug bastard that I hired.
This is Mr. Utsugi, a private detective, and this is his assistant, Girafami Zargraf.
Your voice keeps trying to go American, and it's really.
I'm trying to.
it's like leaning out over the Atlantic. It's quite funny. But sir.
Utsugi and I go way back, don't we? It's just a shame we're reconnecting over such unpleasant business.
Both feet firmly on the shores of Dover.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Detective Kuze. I'm sorry to interrupt your good work here.
But I'm gonna do it anyway. That's okay. It's nice to meet you too.
You know, it's the strangest thing, but I feel like we've met before.
Nice. I don't think so. I haven't worked with any PIs before. You could use her chin to open cans, man. That is a sharp chin. In any case, I need to get back to the scene. Inspector Kamada, if you would excuse me. Gosh, she just fucking zoomed out of there.
Sheesh.
Battle construction vehicles. You're not rattling, Bob! Not rattle! Well, the thing is, the voices in battle construction vehicles are Welsh, which is some of the best casting I've ever heard on a Japanese game. Japanese game dubbed over with Welsh voice actors. It's insane.
Ah, the poor kid. The poor kid was just in middle school. You hate to see it.
I'm a woman now.
Kuze's surprisingly strict, no? Ah, but don't take it personally, Zargraf. Kuze's the best we've got, but she could be hard on the others. Herself, too.
She's like, I can hear you. I'm literally standing just out of shot. This is a hostile work environment.
Hope she didn't rub you the wrong way, kid.
Frankly, she's doing her job, and if you complain, you're the problem.
No, sir. This is a tough situation. I get it.
Oh, to clarify, the Welsh voices in battle construction vehicles are absolutely incredibly funny, and also good and funny. Because it came out in the 90s, and I reckon it was just some guys who were like, guys, I've got this game. Get 5 of your mates round. Get some beers. We're going to dub a Japanese game. I don't know who this is.
Why don't you take it anyway? Let's just see what happens. Just no, don't. Just pick a voice and go with it. This is what I did for Utsugi. Just go with it.
Okay, but I'm not going to stick to the voice if it's wrong. Okay, Kami, you're late. Is that Kami? Is that what it says?
I think that's short for Kamada. I'm assuming like Kami.
Oh, yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe.
What's that? Here we go again. Oh, okay. I guess we need to... Do we need to... look. Examine. Where? Can we look around? No. Who's that? A second forensics expert.
This is getting out of hand. Now there are 2 of them.
Okay. He's saying here we go again. Now I hear a woman's voice getting louder.
Oh, so it's another woman.
Okay, well, I guess let's just... I could talk to Mr. Utsugi, but back at the office. Okay. Who's that?
Oh, is that a woman?
It says male detective there. Hang on.
Oh, it is a male detective. Do you want to be him? I don't.
Pick a voice at random.
He's a bit useless, and she's basically telling him off.
Sorry I'm late, partner. The traffic was bad, and I forgot my briefcase, so I had to go back, and...
Oh my god, is that Macho Man Randy Savage? Oh, that's somebody else.
Somebody else.
Have you been drinking? Ugh, you might be able to pull this with another partner, but not me.
Oh, come on! Give me a break!
Oh no.
Yeesh.
Let's stop short of giving people actual speech impediments. It feels insensitive.
Oh, no. I was trying to emulate like he was a bit drunk.
Oh, okay, yeah, cool.
That was the intention. If it came across
something
different,
I want to be aware of.
if it came across differently, I will nix
No,
that next time.
it's fine. I honestly thought it might be just you chewing the words like I sometimes do. That's you.
Yeesh, she's really ripping into him. Looks like he stepped in it again.
What does that mean?
The shit.
What was the woman's voice that we were talking about?
I don't know. I was still trying to figure out how to get to the woman's voice.
If only my character could turn the fuck around.
Is he suggesting that those two officers are always quarrelling?
God, I could not be less interested in this. Come on.
Where? Oh, done where?
Ask these guys about the victim. We haven't asked them yet.
Sorry about that, kid. Nothing to do with you. Oh, okay, so I guess ask and listen effectively means is another way of saying also carry on the dialogue.
I guess.
So you think about it like an Ace Attorney game, like I mentioned earlier, the dialogue would just carry on through. Whereas this is very much more segmented, so I guess the ask, listen.
Yeah, so you have to kind of hit play every time.
Yeah, so listen is another way of saying play, I guess. Like play the dialogue.
Well, we'll see. Let's see how that goes.
I'm feeling a bit sorry for the other detective.
Don't. He seemed like a waster.
It's not Kuze's fault, but she sure does seem off today. Tread lightly.
Someone invaded her crime scene, then her co-worker turned up late and stinking of booze, and you're both having a go at her? How about step off? If I was her, I'd be furious all the time as well! Okay, clearly we're in a loop here. Maybe, can you think? Can you think? Oh my god. It's a meeting of the minds here.
Didn't the first officer I spoke to say that the victim looks strange? So we would need to somehow...
so can we ask about the victim? Oh, we did that, didn't we?
Victim... Well, I heard that the state of this victim is slightly disturbing.
It's a murder victim.
You could say that. That's part of the reason I've called Mr. Utsugi.
Because he's a fucking weirdo.
Huh? What would that have to do with Mr. Utsugi? Anyway, I'm sure you'd like to get your eyes on him, and I'd take you right over, but... I'm afraid that forensics is examining the body right now. It's been transferred.
So quickly?
And, well, I'm not sure Detective Kuze would allow you two to get a look.
What with her sticking to procedures and an absolute bitch?
Good old
Oh my god, he
Kuze.
literally just said that!
Following procedures to a T.
The T is for tedious.
Yeah. But look, here's what I can share with you.
Please put your pants back on. Oh, okay.
This is how he looked when we found him.
Oh, he looks happy.
Oh.
Imagine if you showed someone a corpse and they were like, oh! You're like, what the fuck does that mean?
Oh.
Oh! Tim Allen. Oh,
Yoda. Oh.
oh, dead that body is.
Oh, smiling he is.
Breathe more, he does not.
Let's wrap this up for now. You good with that, giraffe for me?
He sounds like he should be dressed totally differently, like in a white vest top.
He
and
just
a
sounds like
goddamn
he sounds like he's smoked 50 a day, like, forever. At such a young age. Yeah, I mean, yes, Mr. Utsugi.
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry you had to come all this way for absolute sod all.
For the tutorial, we could have had it in the office, but it was more interesting.
It's quite alright. Let's be in touch.
Let's touch dicks.
You got the power.
Oh!
I think I hear footsteps.
Gee.
Oh.
Picture.
More game juice?
So there, you can see the ligature mark around the neck there.
Yes. You see the mark around the neck. You see the smiling bag and the dead-looking eyes, poor choice of words, on the bag of the victim.
There's a few fries left.
Oh, you look sad, but you don't have to cry anymore. I'm sort of
He's
reading
actually
over, I'm
talking,
reading
I
over
can
the
hear
voiceover, but after all, I can give you a smile that will last forever.
Oh, he seems trustworthy.
So interesting, there's a voice changer on him, on them, because we don't know if it's a him or her, quite frankly.
Probably a dude.
Yeah, but interesting, there's a voice changer on them as well.
Oh. Prologue finished. Into game.
I'm really liking the look and feel of this. It's just a bit finicky to get used to, but now that we're getting...
I think once we get used to it, it'll be alright, yeah. Like, when you get stuck in that conversation with Kuze, the guy I was watching was getting frustrated because he didn't know how to get out, and it almost seemed like looking at her kind of prompted her to move on to the next bit. Do you know what I mean? It was weird. I don't know if that's what it was, but now having seen two of you do it, I think that's what it was.
Chapter 1, The Urban Legend. Utsugi Detective Agency.
Hey kids, wanna see a dead body? Hey Beard!
Hey. Wasn't easy to look at the victim, was it?
Well, no, because I wasn't allowed to go to see him.
It never is, but yeah.
Okay.
We got a few more details. The victim's name was Aisuke Sasaki. He was just...
Aisuke.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out how to say that properly. Should we go there?
Yeah, it's Aisuke. Because I'm thinking like Eijiro, like
Yeah.
from Hero Academia. Aisuke Sasaki.
Okay.
Yeah.
The victim's name was Aisuke Sasaki. He was just 15. Still in middle school.
Apparently. We're British, we don't know what that means.
Middle school is, I want to say, junior school?
There is no... It doesn't work. Just
Okay, cool.
Just accept that 15 is middle school and we'll just move.
As you heard, the official cause of death was asphyxiation by strangulation. The police suspect homicide.
It's very hard to kill yourself with a ligature. Not impossible, but very hard.
There were no signs of a struggle, which points to a surprise attack.
Hey, you still struggle if you're surprised.
Or someone the victim knew.
Like, you're strangling me, but it's probably fine, I know you.
So, we're just playing a game. Just playing a game, aren't we? Sort of thing.
Yeah. Oh, you're getting a bit tight there, buddy.
That's just me speculating, though. In any case, what I'm most concerned about at this point is that paper bag.
Were there any nuggies left in it?
Right. What do you think it means?
Nuggies.
The thing is, I've seen it before.
When I killed that guy!
It must have been, 18 years ago now. We had a rash of cases like this one. Victims found with paper bags on their heads. Oh, sorry, victims found with paper bags on their heads? Exactly that.
Ah!
You alright?
You ever drink from a can and then have it just splash in your face because God hates you? Anyway, continue.
Exactly that, both to the can and the discussion. It's not something that I thought I'd ever see again. There have been at least, 4 or 5 console cycles at that point, so, I didn't expect it to happen again. Some might say the same amount of time since an old Famicom Detective Club game. I don't know that for a fact, I'm just guessing.
No, no, it's a little longer than that, but yeah, no, fair play. The victims were found with Mackie's bags, but I know they were Wendy's stands.
Oh, murders from 18 years ago, and it flashed up in yellow then to indicate a new option as well.
Oh, okay, that's good. Because one thing that this isn't doing that makes me feel a little twitchy is the fact that when you've done an option or you've spoken a thing in Phoenix Wright, it puts a little tick by it. Whereas it could be easy for someone like me to forget what I've already asked.
Yeah, it sort of flashes a couple of times, so it's not a constant thing. It's one of those things of make sure you're looking, sort of thing.
Yeah. You're not my dad.
It was 18 years ago in Kofuku City. I guess technically it should be Kofuku, I guess.
You're doing okay. I'm just trying to think what... Because I feel like Kofuku means...
It was 18 years ago, Kofuku City.
It means cheerful. That's actually weirdly on brand,
yeah,
isn't
fair.
it?
We
Happy.
had multiple victims. All young girls. All girls?
As I saw recently, Sean on a Seth Meyers video said he was breakdancing champion and he practiced every time he was sat at his desk, but you just can't see because his legs are below the desk. So he's like, I shall show you. And then he just went... As you can see, I just did a crossfade into a... It was so funny.
Let's see. I believe we had 3 victims. All girls between the ages of 13 and 19. So, I want to just... Oh, so I meant to show this earlier because I noticed this when I was kind of playing around earlier with the settings. What you can do as you're in the game is if you hit the plus button, you bring up an options menu like this.
Oh, that's pretty normal in games, isn't it? To bring up
No, I know,
options,
but it's more the fact that it's actually just showing you all the controls on screen like this. But also, you can change settings directly here. So if we wanted to actually hear what Utsugi's voice should actually sound like...
It sounds like a 40-year-old Japanese man, so...
But I digress.
What I don't understand is it showing at the bottom where we are, like in the menu?
Yeah, so it's telling us what we last clicked, basically. Like sort of the path
that's
to where
interesting.
We're at now.
It's saying there that killer used his bare hands, which was manual strangulation, which is not what we've seen this time, which is ligature strangulation.
Indeed. And the killer used bare hands.
Bare hands?
Try again. And the killer used bare hands. Manual strangulation. When we found them, when we found them, they all had paper bags over their heads with smiling faces drawn on them. Oh! Ooh!
I had a stroke!
Oh.
Was there a note on the back of the paper bags that just said only you can prevent forest fires? Then we know we're definitely dealing with a bear.
Only you could prevent forest fires.
That Smokey the Bear shouldn't have abs, it's upsetting.
We couldn't establish any connection between the victims. They were all just around the same age.
Quite a big age differential.
And I'm sorry to say, we never solved the case. Their killer is still out there.
It's totally you, isn't it, buddy?
So, we could be looking at... Yeah, it could be the same person.
But their knees are probably hurting way more.
Oh, man.
And they need to arrange a colonoscopy.
3 teenage girls strangled to death by hand. What a nightmare.
Artisan strangling.
All of the victims 18 years ago were teenage girls. Okay.
Alright, so he summarizes it for you.
Okay.
You can look around the room, maybe.
Where? Ooh, decorative
Oh,
plant.
so it gives you a couple of options that you can jump straight through, straight to, but you can also look around like in Phoenix Wright.
Come to think of it, we hardly ever use this radio.
Wow, this is fascinating. What's hanging on the goddamn wall over there? I keep thinking it's gloves.
It's the office phone. We got a working answering machine a few years ago.
Wow, all the mod cons. Okay, clearly they want you to look at their answering machine. What is that thing that's hanging on the goddamn board, please?
Oh, it's boxing gloves.
I can't deal. It is gloves!
Yeah.
But why?
Mr. Isugi's boxing gloves. They look cool hanging there.
He has boxing gloves? So he's a strong dude, is what I'm hearing.
Certificate of commendation and a trophy.
Yeah, for killing all those guys.
I hope I get one of these someday.
So I think we should go into the options and look at the examine answering machine.
There are no voicemails.
Well, that told me, didn't it? Literally my thoughts, Gwen.
Oh, Ayumi isn't here yet.
Gosh, she's so hot. Fucking Ayumi, she's hot as fuck.
It doesn't quite add up. 3 female victims 18 years ago. And
so they'd be 36 now. No, that...
And now a middle school boy. Poor Eisuke Sasaki.
He wasn't even a girl! No, you're missing the point.
Ayumi's not here yet. I should focus on Mr. Isugi for now. Okay.
So, ask him for his observations, maybe? Oh.
It's a lot to take in, I know. Excuse me. But do you have any thoughts on the case so far?
Fucked up shit!
Giraffe-me Zargrath. Oh, same line again. Okay.
Do we have any thoughts? Have a think, then. Think.
Why target a boy this time?
God, why? Boys have had it so hard for so long. Boys have never been treated well by society. Just fucking murder girls, alright?
If it was the same person...
He's like, I already did girls.
Same again.
Maybe if you talk to him now, you've thought of it.
Oh, no, that's not that one, is it? It doesn't quite add up. Why would a serial killer who targeted girls 18 years ago come back? And target a boy, Eisuke Sasaki.
Maybe he thought it was a girl.
Yeah, I'm asking myself the same question. Pops a cigarette to add to his gravelly voice.
He just fucking eats a cigarette in front of you and you're...
Honestly, that's what's missing from this scene, just there being cigarette smoke everywhere.
Yeah, I don't know what year this is set. I'd say probably like early 2000. With the radio and the answering machine, but I don't know.
We have to consider the possibility that the previous victims, all being female, was a coincidence.
Sean says the daughter of the original killer back as a copycat killer.
We always look for a pattern, but we could be overthinking it.
See, yet again, I feel like I'm going to be less annoyed by the game and crime scene, but ligature strangulation is actually really rare.
But for clarification, I hate to just ask you this on the stream. For those who may not know, be specific on what ligature means in this context.
I need to leave and come back because the ball is going crazy.
Okay, cool. I'll switch over to another thing for now then. Or can I? I don't even know. Just go, it's fine. I'll work it. It's going to look weird for a second, folks. Bear with me. There we go. So, Oh, Clara is returning. Claire is returning now. There we go.
Me, Cloister, a return of the third. So a ligature is anything long, and it's basically a ligature is where you strangle someone with something, like their underwear or a rope, or whereas manual strangulation is using your hands.
Yeah.
Anything can be a ligature as long as it's not your hands.
So for example, like if you see like a film and they use like the chicken wire gimmick, which a lot of films have used.
Oh, that's like a garrote. Yeah, that's ligature.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. It basically means like you can usually see it because it leaves a pattern injury. But what I'm saying is like much like using silencers on guns, it doesn't actually really happen that much in the real world. So it's unusual enough that it's notable. Manual strangulation is far more common than ligature strangulation. So that's another. They're focusing on the boy and girl thing, but honestly, the differences in strangulation are, I think, a bigger thing. We'll see, shall we?
I wish we had a little more to work with.
I wish he'd kill someone else. No, I didn't mean that.
Still, I can't shake the feeling that there's a connection.
I mean, there is definitely a connection, even if it's just he thinking, oh, bags, what a good idea.
I trust you've been keeping good notes. You never know when a seemingly trivial detail will make all the difference.
Oh, what's that? More tutorial about how to take notes.
And that's the point where he suddenly goes in the game, ah! Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I can't actually read, so this is a really difficult job.
Any important information you gather will automatically be recorded in your notebook.
In your handy-dandy notebook.
To open and review your notes, move the cursor to the open notebook and press the A button. Oh, sorry, to open notebook and press the A button. Why don't you open up your notebook right now? Let me see if you've got everything.
I don't like the way you said that. I really don't. Ah, a book.
Eisuke Sasaki, Junko Kuze. I just realized it looks like this is giraffe and me cross our graph. Like it's a collaboration.
Oh, I ship it. I ship it.
Like it's a collab. And Kimiharu Kamada and Shinsuke. Okay, so let's go to Eisuke. Eisuke Sasaki, wrong voice. Eisuke Sasaki, 15 years old, junior high student. A student at Minami Daisan Junior High. The apparent victim of a murder. His body was found at a pump station in Kofuku City. Eisuke's cause of death was asphyxiation, easy for me to say, due to strangulation. It appears he was choked with a rope-like object. His estimated time of death was 9 p.m. A paper bag with a smile drawn on it was found on the victim's head.
There's a second page.
So change page. Oh, that wasn't page. Sorry. No. Oh, second page. Okay, I got my buttons wrong. The condition of Eisuke's body was similar to the victims of serial murders of girls, not serial murder girls.
You suddenly became a Danganronpa game there for a second. Serial murder girls.
18 years ago in Kofuku City. Okay, cool. I will say I like the look of the notebook.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay.
Also, if you're wondering what Minami means, it means south. Like Minami-con.
South-con.
I don't know what Daisan means. It might just be a name for a school.
I don't know. Maybe it is significant that we now have a male victim. This isn't going to be easy. I hope you're prepared. Same again. All right. Think. Was there something else he said that I'm missing? Don't think so. Huh? Ah, that must be Ayumi.
Either that, or someone's robbing the place. Oh, she's so cute!
So cute.
Hi, guys.
Notebook updated. Hey, Ayumi.
Hot as fuck! She's like, why are you breathing so hard when you're writing in your notebook? No reason!
Don't pay attention to me!
You just done it so hard it's gone through like 5 pages. You're like, oh, okay. Am I interrupting something? You both look so serious. We work in a murder case hotel. What the fuck am I talking about? We work in a murder office, Ayumi.
Sugi and I told Ayumi everything we knew.
Oh look, actual animation. Check that out. You're joking, right? That's an urban legend. Haven't you heard of Emio? You know, the smiling man?
Dun 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 dun!
He's the murderer. He's the man who smiles.
The smiling man? Oh, and Sugi, the smiling man.
Oh yeah, you both said it at the same time.
The smiling. I can't do both of them. Hey, listen.
Hey, listen to me about the smiling man.
Tell me about the smiling man, Ayumi.
Please? You might also hear him called Emio, a name that uses the characters for smile and man. I love the fact that that probably isn't in the Japanese at all, because they're like, well, duh.
And it's an urban legend?
Roll credits, says Gwen. Well, the story goes that a man wearing a paper bag with a smiley face on it appears in front of a crying girl. It was a girl in that video.
It was, yeah.
Oh, it's you.
A paper bag with a smiley face on it? Are you serious?
I've never heard of such a thing. I mean, literally, what are you talking about?
Look at my fluorescent green scissors on my desk.
shall now apply the death to this girl. Yes, of course. Why would I joke about that? You're weird.
Oh.
Please lean back, Giraffe Me. You're making me uncomfortable. You're just like leaning over the desk further and further. Oh. So like I said, the smiling man appears in front of a crying girl with a paper bag on his head. And then he says...
Oh, you look sad, but you don't have to cry anymore. After all, I can give you a smile that'll last forever.
Oh, it's a different smile.
They left the glasses.
Do you know what the smiling man currently is making me think of? He's making me think of that guy who hosts Unsolved Mysteries with the big trench coat.
I'll take your word for it.
And they always find the victim afterward with a paper bag on her head, just like the smiling man wore.
Wow.
See, I thought when I was looking at this that it was like the Kuchisaki Onna, you know, where they slash their mouth with like a razor. But it doesn't seem that that's what this is. It doesn't seem that that's how he... Well, obviously they didn't kill them that way. They just mutilated them. But, you know, like... Anyway, that's the most common version of the story.
The most common version?
I mean, you spend too long telling a story and it's like Purple Monkey Dishwasher at the end. You know, like, passing it around.
You said that's the most... Thank you, me. Thank you. You said that's the most common version of the story. What are some other versions?
Well, there's the one directed by Uwe Boll, which was terrible.
There's the one that's part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It gets weird.
There's the one that technically is part of the Sony one, and it was only done due to a licensing thing. To keep the license, you know what I mean?
There's one where, like, Deadpool appeared, and things got really weird at that point.
There's the one where you pull the bag off, and it's actually CM Punk underneath. That was weird. Well, some say that if you stop crying and smile at the smiling man, he'll walk away instead of killing you. He'll just kill the next guy. But I've also heard that if you look directly at his face, he's definitely going to kill you. See, this is very similar to, again, the Kuchisaki Onna story. Oh, like there was a way of escaping her, like, and if you had to say and do the right things to get away.
Kind of a pass the test.
Most of them ended. It's like a choose your own adventure where most of them ended up with you getting slashed in the face.
So, smile, he walks away. Look at his face, and he kills you. Got it.
Giraffe Me, I feel like you're writing this down as instructions, and I want to make this very clear. This is an urban legend, and not to be used as like a life or death saving life situation.
I don't know what you're talking about, Claire.
It's always a crying girl, though. All versions agree on that part.
Huh?
That's it.
So, excuse me. So, that thing about urban legends.
The thing about urban legends.
I can't read, it's fine.
It's backwards for him, so of course it's difficult.
So, os. That's backwards for so-so. Simpsons gag. Is that they're not all legends. Some of them hold a kernel of truth.
A mustard seed of truth. A kernel mustard of truth.
A turmeric pot of truth.
A peppercorn of truth.
An HP sauce bottle of truth.
A gravy boat of truth. Why are we doing this? Let's continue.
A marinade pot of truth.
Oh no! A soup kettle of truth. What are we doing? The soup kettle of truth sounds like a Douglas Adams book. Anyway.
The soup kettle of truth. Give me 2 seconds to adjust my mic.
Sure. I'm obsessed now that they're all basically looking at their words in front of them in a they're like trying to read it backwards because it's mirrored, and they're like, this is hard.
For now, I'm treating this as valuable information.
Because I've got shit all else.
I'd say you're not wrong. I'd say we have a lot of work to do. Let's split up and get to it. And don't cry. And don't cry.
Everyone look as unmurderable as possible. Oh no, he's smiling. Oh,
but first, I'd like you two to take these. These are your morphers so you can become Power Rangers.
These are whiteboard erasers that you can clap together to make a cloud of dust and escape murderers.
Are those?
Cell phones. Cool.
Please be in touch if there are any developments. Go on, take them.
It's going to take me like a day to set these up.
Hang on, I get to say it now. Shall I?
Take it! Take. What?
Take.
He like that
What?
cat. Huh? Huh?
Oh, noodle movement. I detect noodle movement.
What you doing? Oh, hello.
Hang on. Noodle update.
Hey.
Hey, listen.
What? Who's a good noodle? Who's a good noodle? Is it you? Is it Yodel? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Puff, puff. Can you lie down? Gross. Your mouth is gross. You smell gross. Everyone's gross. Gross for days. Stinky.
Oh, which do I take?
I don't know.
Any votes? Any votes from the chat? Did I take the left or the right phone?
Are you aware of the left-hand path?
Bless you. What?
The left-hand path. It's a thing in storytelling.
I probably do. I don't know if I'm familiar with it in that phrasing. Is this basically a branching path possibility?
Kind of, but basically anytime any kind of choice is offered in movies, historically and traditionally, the one that is inverted commas bad is the left one, and it all comes down to the whole Dexter Sinister thing of left and right. So it's just interesting because you're being offered left or right. Left would be traditionally the choice that leads you down the path of, it doesn't really matter anything, it's just it was interesting. Pick whichever one you want. I don't think it matters.
It's left. Thanks. I'll keep it close by.
Yes, thank you.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got to go follow up on something.
It's a poop.
I'd like both of you to work together and decide the best way to split up your research. Understood?
Okay.
Yes, sir. Understood.
Got it. See you later, sir. Why do these literal children work for this man? How old are you meant to be?
Use phone. What can we do? What can we do? We've got phone contacts and a number. Oh my god, phone contacts. Look, we have contacts.
This now makes the call in engage button make more sense. Oh,
It's like a proper old school flip phone.
can we play Snake on it?
Interesting. I can't go down to the bottom row. It won't let me.
Oh, probably because you haven't put a number in.
Look, it looks so good. Right, sorry. So, how do you want to tackle this, Ayumi?
I think we should start by reviewing our notes and seeing if there's anything we can deduce.
Good plan. Review.
Let's look at the note. Review.
So, we have a victim, Eisuke Sasaki, discovered this morning. Oh. Our choice. So based on what we know so far...
this is very familiar, isn't it?
I suspect suicide or I suspect homicide.
I mean, it's probably a homicide.
Yeah, that's what I'm leaning towards, so... Based on what we know so far, I suspect homicide.
I think you're right.
Now, Eisuke was wearing a paper bag with a smile on it when he was found. And
He might just wear that all the time. We don't know.
And there's a certain similarity. It's like the real-life case of the smiling man.
So, here's a question. Can you remember if the story of those girls who were murdered, did they have bags on their heads with smiling?
Yes, but I remember the phrase urban legend being used at some point during this conversation.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. She said about the urban legend. Tsugi was talking about the 18-year-old murder. Oh, do you know what? I think you should say the real-life case, because I bet she'll be like, what? There was a real-life case? I don't know. Something like that.
Okay.
And then she'll be like... Because she knows about the urban legend, because she told you about that. Let's try it.
It's like the real-life case of the smiling man.
You mean the urban legend?
Yeah, yeah,
sorry, my bad.
of course.
My bad.
But what if the urban legend is based on the actual murders that took place 18 years ago in Kofuku City?
That's literally what I meant. No fucking giving me shit for that.
Question, did they say the murders 18 years ago were in Kofuku City as well? Okay, because I remember they said it had the same bag. I didn't remember it was the same place.
No, they did say it was Kofuku City. Yeah, they did.
It's possible a horrible incident like that could have spawned such a morbid... try again. It's possible a horrid incident like that could have spawned...
Horrible. It does say horrible.
Ah, Jeremy, come on, right, come on, we're doing so well, Jeremy, come on. Pepsi Max some courage. Oh,
Do you know what, Jeremy? Have you heard the new...
I just dropped a load on my leg, oh well.
Have you heard the new Pepsi Max advertising, by the way? Because it's so fucking rude, and I love it. It's
I
like,
have not.
hey, you like Pepsi Max? And it's like, did you say no? Well, you're lying, because we did a load of like surveys, and it turns out 90% of the UK like it, so you probably like it. Anyway, buy Pepsi Max. It's so funny. It cracks me up. I was just looking at YouTube being like, excuse the fuck? What did you just say? Anyway.
I just got a bit of paper just to wipe up some of the Coke, the Pepsi I dropped on my leg, and yeah, probably shouldn't use that document, but oh well. It's fine.
Like, oh no, a power of attorney!
It's possible a horrible incident like that could have spawned such a morbid story, right? Still, we need to establish some sort of connection.
The victim was a boy, right? Yeah, pulled down his trousers and checked. That's very uncool. Also, inaccurate.
That's right. All 3 victims in the older cases were girls, according to Mr. Utsugi.
Yeah, it doesn't seem likely that that was only a coincidence. It's probably relevant. That poor kid, Aisuke, covered in one of those horrible paper bags. He's dead, Ayumi. Are you worried about his fashion choices? What's going on?
Yeah. Hey, Yomako, welcome.
She did it, says Sean. Was there anything else on your mind?
Oh, so much. Like, what's for lunch?
I said that weird. Sorry, it's just because it was highlighted. Have a think.
What am I missing? Oh, I should mention that we met the detective assigned to the case.
She's an absolute fox.
Her name's Kuze.
That's giraffe me.
Her name's Kuze. Utsugi seems to recognize
I think your name is always on the right. I think your name's always on the right.
Yeah.
I think it's like the Danganronpa games in the fact that... Actually, no, that's not always the case in Danganronpa, but I think I've seen games where like the protagonist is always on the right. Yeah, go on.
Which it makes me wonder if in the Japanese version of this, if the text reads from right to left, so that might be a way to distinguish it.
I mean, text reads from right to left in all Japanese.
No, I know, but as in terms of the way it displays on screen, I wonder if there's... don't worry, it's hard to articulate what I mean, but...
Articulate.
Articulate. Anyway, her name's Kuze. Utsugi seemed to recognize her from somewhere.
Yeah, he was real creep about it, actually. Has Mr. Utsugi worked with her before?
I'm not sure. I didn't ask.
I mean, she said no, but fuck her opinion, right? Huh. Well, where do we go from here?
Pizza.
Yep. Do you want to go out for a date?
Actually, no, you know what? Domino's.
Oh, no, I can't do that. I'll be farting all afternoon and you've got to sit in this office with me.
So...
Open notebook, maybe? Why don't we read some of the other things in it? Excuse me.
Pick one. What would you like?
Let's look at Junko.
Junko is a detective on the Aisuke Sasaki case. 26 years old. Detective. No other pages.
Cool.
The Smiling Man. Emio the Smiling Man is a famous urban legend.
He's the urban legend one.
Supposedly, the Smiling Man appears in front of crying girls with a paper bag on his head with a smiling face drawn on it. he tells the girls that they don't have to cry anymore because he will give them a permanent smile. Then he kills them. The story
I've
goes...
got a question.
Yes?
How do people know that?
Well, don't forget, there was the mention that if it's been said that if people stop crying, he'll go away. So it might be...
Yeah.
It might be that type of thing.
Yeah, okay. All right, sorry, go on.
The story goes... the story goes... I don't know why I read it like that. The story goes that the Smiling Man leaves his victims where they were killed with the same type of paper bag on their head that he wears. The story of the Smiling Man is early reminiscent of the real series of murders that took place 18 years ago. Some say that if you laugh
Eerily, I think that says. Does that not say eerily reminiscent?
It does actually, good point. It's
Sorry,
eerily
can't really make it out
reminiscent
on the screen.
of the real series of murders that took place 18 years ago. Some say that if you laugh when you meet him, the Smiling Man won't kill you. There you go. Others say
If
that
you meet a serial killer and you laugh in his face, I can guarantee that's actually probably more likely that he's going to kill you because he will be pissed. But anyway. what do I
others
know?
say if you see his face, he will kill you. Shunsuke Itsugi, 40 years old, private investigator. Director of the Itsugi Detective Agency, he has known Inspector Kamada from the police force for a long time. No other notes. Ayumi Tachibana, 19 years old, assistant detective. An assistant detective at the Itsugi Detective Agency. Me, Giraffe Zargrath, 19 years old, assistant detective. An assistant detective at the detective agency.
Do your shirt up. You've got your filthy clavicles on display.
I'm doing method acting here.
Beard says touchy banana.
Right, well, there we go. That's the notebook stuff.
I wasn't at the scene of the crime, so I only know what you've told me so far. Can we talk to her? Can we talk? Tell her stuff?
No, Mr. Itsugi came back. We can't live without... Oh, Mr. Itsugi, come back. We can't live without you. Kidding.
What are you talking about?
Great question. Wish I had the answer. Well, maybe it's worth checking in with the police again. Forensics could have dug something up by now.
Good idea. If it's all right with you, I think I'll try and find out more about the victim. Poor guy.
That would be helpful. Thanks. Oh,
we go
travel!
Yes,
Travel!
yes. Let's go. So you want to go? Yeah, let's go to the police station.
To the police station! Alright, see you later.
Good luck. I don't think we're ready for that yet. Whoa, what the fuck? But if we keep working together, maybe... What? Hang on.
Wait, what just happened?
Okay, let me just say this line as it's written. I don't think we're ready for that yet, but if we keep working together, maybe one day.
All I said was see you later.
And she said good luck. Go on, keep going.
Yeah, right.
What?
This is the first instance where it feels like something has gone through a mistranslation of some kind, or a line of dialogue that has been missed.
Did we miss something?
Don't know, did we?
That's weird.
Did I ask her out?
No, I don't think so. I think we just asked her out in our minds. Okay, I'm off. See you later. That was weird. We must have missed a sentence that makes that make sense.
Police station.
It would be.
I clearly probably said, do you want to go and get some food or something before we go out? It was probably something like that, because...
I don't even know.
I wonder if Inspector Kamada is even here.
No, these are all fitties. We can look around.
I should try talking to someone nearby.
If you look around, I think you can probably select.
I can only select one of them.
Well, I guess it's her then.
I choose you. I'll check with that officer. Okay. I should try talking to someone nearby. How?
We'll
hang
work
on.
it out.
Engage with people nearby. Yeah. Excuse me. I'm sorry to bother you, but can you help me out?
Oh, they turned around. Hello, sir. How can I help? It's the return of the Bristol boys.
Do you know if the inspector is available?
You must mean Inspector Kamada, right?
Miss his voice. Oh, yeah. Sorry about that.
Actually, where do I know you from? Haven't we met before? There's a rash of this going around. Oh god, did you date her and dump her, Jeremy? You absolute hound. You're so familiar, but I feel like I want to punch you in the face.
She seems to think she recognizes my face. That's not denying it, internal me.
Why don't you look at her face using the search thing? The examine thing.
She's... It's you!
Okay, this seems to be something we need to remember.
Okay.
Because this seems to be getting us out of problems. Yeah, that's me. And you are?
With the Atsugi Detective Agency. That's right.
Wait, again, what the hell just happened? I'm sorry, you looked familiar, but I don't remember your name. Did we miss something there?
Oh, that's all right. I'm Giraffe-me Zargrath.
That's a dumb name. Her face is like, what? Your name is what? Of course. Great to see you, Giraffe-me.
It's been a while. Did you transfer to this precinct?
Was that a previous precinct?
I mean, I should have recognized you right away. I suppose it was the glasses that threw me off.
Yeah, you look so different with them on. Oh, right. I usually wear contacts because of, you know, the crushing pressure of society. But yeah, I transferred here a while back.
I remember her being a pretty sharp investigator.
From that time I knew her from, I'm not going to know about. Try thinking.
From that time at band camp, you know.
Oh, go to the notebook or something. Maybe it's in the notebook.
Like, what's her name?
Oh, there's a new one.
Others! Others! Police officer! Police officer, undisclosed, Kofuku precinct. Used to work at a different station. Recognized Giraffe-me from a past case. She was wearing glasses, but she normally wears contacts.
Wow, this is so interesting. I feel like I understand her as a person and her hopes and dreams.
Acquainted with the police officer that was in the lobby of the Kofuku City Police Department from a previous case.
Oh, is she gonna end up murdered?
And that's exactly what I thought.
Oh, right. Inspector Kamada did mention that someone might be coming by. I suppose it's you. I'll go see if he's available. Because that's what I am, a secretary, obviously. Okay. I'll be this
Oh,
dude.
isn't this the drunk dude?
It looks like him, doesn't it?
Oh, what the hell was the voice I was doing? I've totally forgotten. I think it was like a bit American. Well, well. Is this... Unless you want to do the voice, that is. If you want to, sorry.
I'll do it, yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah, go for it.
Well, this is supposed PI.
Who's this? Called it! Oh! It's the guy Kuze was yelling at this morning.
Imagine if you said that out loud. He's like, it's rude. Just kidding, buddy, but Inspector Kamada's busy right now, so I've been assigned to help you out. Hey, Daisuke. The name's Daisuke Kamihara. The Daisuke Kamihara.
Is that your Twitter handle, buddy?
Yeah. It's actually the underscore
really?
Daisuke. To be fair, shortening Daisuke to Dice is quite a common nickname.
Fair.
Especially with Japanese people coming to America. You can kill me dice if you want.
It was
Most
more the
people
fact that he
want.
just said, I'm the dice gay. Like,
I'm sorry. Okay, I'm choosing this to be reading as like a kind of like really strange way of saying this, but also it could be a mistake. You can call me dice if you want, and most people want.
yeah, that's how I take it as well.
Yeah, it's a weird way to read that though. That girl looks so much like my friend Jenna as well. It's weird. Can you see that? Do you think this girl looks like Jen? Because I really do think.
I see it. Okay, well, I'm Jeremy Zargrath. I'm with the Utsugi Detective Agency. I've said the name so much now, I can't even say it properly. Hey, listen.
Yeah, the officer beard. There's something. I don't know if it's because maybe in full res she doesn't. Oh no, a little bit. But I've got like kind of a slightly lower res version of the stream in my Discord window, and with the blur filter on, she looks way more like Jen. Has that been used by brilliant intuition to deduce why you're here, scoping out that murder, right?
That's
no,
right.
I see it's his beard.
That's right. Normally we'd give your team a little more space. But the case is already so unusual.
I love the fact that everyone in the chat is like going, no, you're not crazy, including Jenna's actual partner, which is a relief. He sees her more than I do. Yeah, I probably am thinking of the same Jenna that you are. Don't even sweat it. I'm your guy. Hit me up. I'll tell you anything, and I mean anything. Yeah, you're a bit weird, my dude. I mean about the victim, although, sure, I'll take
Look at the look on the officer's face.
Yeah, she's just like, God, I hate this fucking guy.
Sorry, did I cut you off saying that? Sorry.
I'll say it again. I meant about the victim, although, sure, I'll take personal questions too.
Why is he like this?
Good question. Why am I on the side of the goddamn box again? It's because I've leant forward. Sorry to jump in, but you're gonna need to take this conversation somewhere else where I don't have to deal with it. Oh, fine. We can follow procedure if you insist. Thank you so much.
Has the music volume just increased a lot, or is it just...
It did seem a lot louder, didn't it?
I'm trying to dial it back a few dB.
You can use that thing that you were telling me about, the controls, to change it.
True, that's it. I just did it on OBS, just down a few dB. So,
The police officer looks like she's barely keeping her shit together. Right?
What is that look?
Upsetting is what that is. Right, this way, boy detective, to the fabulous interrogation chamber.
Is this guy for real? And really? Boy detective? Well, maybe I can get something useful.
Are you like catching them swans? Jen can also see it. Hi, Jen! Help yourself.
Oh, thanks, but I could use some tea.
To throw in this guy's face!
Scald!
Yeah, enjoy it, bro. She never makes fresh tea for me.
That's 'cause you're a dick.
That's 'cause you're weird, my dude.
Right.
Why are we talking to this dude? Oh yeah, because the other guy's not available. Okay.
Well, you know what?
Okay.
First of all, I'm going to take the tea.
Let's drink some tea, bitches!
Cheers.
What's the Japanese for that?
Kampai is cheers, isn't it?
Oh yes, it would be kampai. It would
Kampai.
Be, well, is kampai only for alcohol, or do you say that when you drink tea? Like, itadakimasu, maybe. Oh, kampai says Yomiko. Okay, fair enough. Let's just assume that like the police officer's like sliding sake into it, like you're gonna need this to deal with this asshole.
Have
Not
some
bad,
of
right?
this.
Bet you don't get to enjoy tea from a beautiful lady often. I'll have you know, a Yumi made me tea once. Got it written in my diary.
Yeah, it's good. Hits the spot.
You didn't have to say it that way.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's good. Hits the spot.
I don't know. I'm just saying the character didn't really.
Oh,
say
okay.
that.
I thought you meant the way I read it. Sorry.
No, you're right. Your reading was fine. Fresh tea. She didn't bring me a cup. Also one in a little bit, I guess.
Just ask her out, dude. Seriously, like.
Or don't. Or never talk to her again.
Yeah,
That's also an option.
Actually, you know what? Preferred option.
Yeah, because does this guy give you the idea of someone who, if told no, would take it gracefully?
This guy gives me the idea of the killer. I'll give you blunt.
Literally! Yes.
I'm guessing he's going to get a no.
That's a great spelling of cynical there, Yomiko. Actually makes a lot more sense. It's like a cycle of cynicism. Can't wait.
What have you missed, Matty? Well, maybe we may have just found the murderer based on behaviour.
No, I don't think we found the murderer. This guy is far too much of an idiot. But he could be doing a double bluff.
All right, let's listen.
Now
to
it's
what
like
he's got
now
to
I
say.
feel like we're playing an escape room and we have to escape this guy.
So about the case.
Right. Not like you came here for tea, huh? It'd be nice if I got some tea. Right? Am I right?
Dude,
You gonna drink that tea?
just go to a vending machine and get a glass of nondescript cola.
Are you gonna drink that tea? Because I mean, she touched it. You know what I mean? Oh, fine. Where do you want to start?
I was about to go, my precious.
I'm like, yes, you can have this hot tea right in your crotch. Go for it.
Oh,
Ooh.
victim.
Let's ask all the questions. You already have a few details, right? Victim's name and age.
That's right. His name's Eisuke Sasaki, and he was only 15 years old. I visited the scene this morning. You were getting chewed out by your officer.
Yeah, I saw you there.
And I saw you there getting verbally spanked by Detective Kuze in front of everyone.
Again, not the word I would have chosen. Seems like he'd be a bit too into it.
Any more on the victim?
Look, I act brash, but I am pretty torn up about that kid.
Okay, same again. Cool.
They're telling us it was around 9 PM last night. At that time, it would have been pitch black out there. No streetlights at all. Great murder spot, obviously. Ever thought about putting any streetlights in? No. We still don't know why the kid would have been out there at that time. He was clearly getting murdered. You're not paying attention.
He was crying. Do you not know the urban legend? He was freaking crying.
Well, I think in The Simpsons, here's why I come to cry. Cool. Okay, that'll just be another
cool.
summary, yeah.
So, scene of the crime.
We found the body at the pumping station. Deserted location, you know. You were there. I think it was one of those early morning joggers that found it. Joggers, always finding bodies. Murdering joggers. I mean, you saw the place. Dirty old pump station. Tucked in the trees.
The way you read that was very creepy.
He's already, yeah, it looks like he's only actually. We still have no idea what the kid was doing out there at that time of night.
Playing Beyblade.
We haven't ruled out that someone driving by may have seen something. It's right next to the road. The road that presumably has street light again. I mean, it's crazy, right? Would I have gone out there as a middle schooler at that hour? Probably not. Ugh, this whole thing's depressing.
I'm guessing that would be that. Oh no.
What could that kid have been doing out there?
Playing Beyblade. Okay.
Catch ya.
Let's take some more tea. The tea hit the spot. I kind of feel bad she didn't bring a cup for him though. Don't me, please. Don't feel bad.
Don't feel bad.
Let's have a think.
We're just gonna keep drinking tea until we need to pee.
I should keep listening.
All right, let's
to
listen to
Detective.
him. Let's listen to him then.
We've listened to him though. Oh.
As you know, the victim had a paper bag over his head when we found him.
Not just any paper bag, right? It had a smiley face on it.
Yeah, and some chicken nuggies. It was creepy as hell, man. And the bag was all dank and old too. Ugh, I'd die. Well, good news.
What do you mean by dank and old? If I do that, I'm going to knock over something and this entire.
Oh,
stream
I'm
will just
amazed
go.
I didn't, frankly. Dank murder memes for paper bags.
Dank and romper.
No, I'm sticking with dank murder memes for paper bag teens. Oh, forensics taking a look now. I don't know, just look gross to me. We'll see what they find. Oh wait, they just got back to me. Turns out it was gross.
Gross confirmed.
Yes, did you hear that there were some murders like this a while back?
I did. You're talking about the young girls who were killed 18 years ago.
Oh,
Right?
don't act like you didn't just find out about it today. Yeesh, it's like you already know everything. That's our boy detective.
This guy keeps pushing that button.
I got some tights for you in the back. You can be a real rob. So I guess you already know that those victims had paper bags with smiley faces too, Mr. Smarty Pants. Mr. Smiley Bag. Thought so. Anyway, that's
Mr.
obviously going to
Smiley
figure
Bag.
into the investigation. Smiley Bag.
Mr. Smiley Bag.
Stay fresh, smile bags. Stay dead, smile bags.
Right. Well, it's a complicated case.
So riddle me this. Nico, riddle me this. Boy detective. All those victims were girls, and serial killers love their patterns. But our victim is a boy. Strange, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
God, they're really labouring this point. But there's another major difference between those victims and ours that I bet you haven't thought of. Is it because it was 18 years between them?
It could say,
Strange, isn't it? Oh wait, do you know, Jeremy, which Pokemon's name in Japanese is almost exact way of saying strange, isn't it?
no, I don't know, I don't think.
Bulbasaur.
How'd you say it in Japanese?
Because the Japanese for Bulbasaur is Fushigi-dane, which literally means, isn't that weird?
And that's why Bulbasaur is one of the best Pokemon.
It's so weird. If you think about it, there's a turtle, a little dragon. What the fuck is Bulbasaur? Like, we just accept it now because it's been like 30 years, but we're just like, no, seriously though, what the fuck is that? Care to hazard a guess? I've forgotten what we're talking about.
Well, what's the other big detail we haven't thought of?
Oh yeah, alright, yeah.
The current victim is a different age. They were strangled differently. There aren't any differences. Tries to remember the notebook. So they were...
I went on about this, Jeremy. I went on about this, don't you remember? I had like a 5-minute rant about how unusual the way that this person was killed was compared to the others.
So their age...
Well, the other one's 13 to 19, and at 15 he's bang in the middle. So I think that's not one of it.
They was that one was garroted, one could have been handheld, as it were.
Handheld.
Appalling.
Okay, one's wired, one's handheld. That's a terrible way of separating the two types of strangulation. Wireless or wireless or wireless. Not good. Wireless strangulation is not what we're calling this.
So we're going with strangled differently, right?
Matty says there's a good chance Sonic said Fushigi-dane. It's Fushigi-dane, not Fushidane, in the 90s OVA. Why would Sonic have said the name of a Pokemon? Was there a crossover between Sonic and Pokemon?
Collab, I don't know.
I don't know. Anyway.
So strangled differently?
Yes.
They were strangled
Good
differently.
evening, Mothfox.
Evening.
Survey says... You're right. Huh. Maybe you are a full-grown detective after all.
We got
Drop trowel.
a
I'll figure
sound
out.
effect there. We got a sound effect.
Did. Got it right. Matty says I'll share later. If he said the name of the Pokemon, yeah, probably. Victim could have been strangled with rope or a cord, some kind of string. Maybe a sausage.
The previous victims were killed barehanded.
Roar!
I can't say it without making... The victims were killed using their hands. No, wait.
The victims were strangled by someone using their bare hands, is what he's saying. Yeah.
But bare hands.
Imagine if it was bare claws, they were just like smothered in pastry. That's how I want to go.
But Eisuke Sasaki was strangled with a rope or string.
Which we didn't find at the scene, clearly. Ding, ding, ding! There was no murder weapon 18 years ago. Pretty big difference, if you ask me. That's the thing as well. Manual strangulation, you take the murder weapon with you. You can't really leave it behind.
Get those hands!
But with somebody, if you strangle somebody with something, it creates evidence. We're obviously going to be taking everything into account, including those murders from 18 years ago. He does not say Fushi Dane. It's is it not Fushigi Dane? Because Fushi isn't. Fushigi means mysterious. You want to talk about 18 years ago, huh? Oh, were you even alive at that time? Bluetooth strangulation! Get out, Yomiko! Just got that little kind of boop connected as your hands just someone's like. You just hear them screaming, but just in your ears. Nobody around you can hear it.
I mean, technically, I was 1 year old.
Oh, so you're 19. Okay, thank you for that context clue. I knew. You can't be much older. Is he in the book? We should look him up in a minute. I knew you were a baby. And here you are, full-fledged private investigator. Oh, you've digivolved during this conversation, Keith.
Digimon.
Maybe I should have been a PI. Must be cool to not have to play by the rules. We still have rules or we go to jail. A certain someone breathing down my neck all the time.
Maybe you shouldn't be drunk.
That's a lot of people's kink, my dude. Hey, I'm serious. You think your boss would take me on? No. He also wouldn't take on you, because you'll be gone in a day or two.
Not anymore.
That's you.
So it is. Wait, do you remember anything about that case from 18 years ago?
He was probably like 3. Oh, he was elementary school. Oh, so he's a bit older than you. He's probably about the same age as Kuze in that case. Yep, I was in elementary school. It was all over the news. The victims weren't much older than me.
What's the bet that him and Kuze were in the same class at school? They ended up in the same profession, and Kuze's like, "Can you just sod off?"
I don't know.
Nah.
I don't know. I guess he must. Oh, your notebook's been updated. I wasn't worried about it, but the school and everyone's parents sure were. I've never been burdened by overall thinking processes. They made us walk to school in groups, and they had a whole neighborhood watch thing going. A bit like in America with all the active shooter stuff, but we're not going to talk about that. It's like we were in a parade. Ridiculous. Dude, people died.
Really? And I was answering that question, not what you said, by the way.
No, not really. It's called a metaphor. Try to keep up. I don't think... Anyway, every day we'd gather in the gym to make sure we were all there. Sometimes one kid would be missing. Boy, did that cause a panic.
Well, sure.
Yeah, sometimes it was me. I could hear them all yelling out for me and scrambling everywhere looking. You little piece of shit.
Sounds super annoying.
Imagine being a teacher at that school and being like, Camera, no, it's you, you little bastard, but there's a 1% chance that you're dead in a ditch somewhere, so therefore I legally am obliged to look for you, although I'd much rather find you dead in a ditch somewhere.
I know you're in this school! Except the one...
Just going around there, you go like Marge with a broom, like, hate when he gets in that crawl. Get out of there, Camera. Of course, some parents would just pick their kids up from school to avoid it all. I mean, yeah. Surely... When I think back, I guess I was pretty sheltered by the air vent I was hiding in. Sorry to all the teachers I annoyed. Yeah, it turns out the murderer is one of his teachers. Eventually. Anyway, since all the kids were safely inside before sundown, I guess we didn't give the killer anyone to kill. Maybe I should workshop that joke. That just reminds me of a line from Spaced where Brian comes in wearing a waistcoat and he's like, "Do you think I should lose the waistcoat?" He's trying to dress up to go out on a date. And Tim just goes, "No, I think you should burn it, because if you lose it, you might find it again." And that's how I feel about him workshopping that joke.
That also sounds like something Keith would say as well.
That's because Keith's watched Spaced a million times. It's part of his DNA now. Oh, should we look at the notebook? Can we look at our notebook in a minute?
Oh, sorry.
Don't really remember the whole paper bag part of the story, or I really don't.
That's because you were too busy hiding in an air vent.
He's like, "I'm busy being John McClane or whatever."
Oh?
Yeah, I mean, it's been 18 years. I guess I just forgot. It was pretty shocking. How could I forget that?
All that alcohol you drank.
Yeah, at the age of 8.
So,
Open notebook.
open the notebook.
What have we got?
Ooh!
Katya.
Uh,
Katya!
the paper bag
is
that
it-
covered his head was apparently fairly old.
I believe the word used was...
Dank.
I'm not going to do that every time, because the more I do it, the more there is a chance of me not...
Commander
we
is
got?
Detective Kuze and Detective Kamihara's boss.
Ah, so he's Kamihara's boss. And Kuze's boss. Okay. So we get Kamihara.
Daisuke Kamihara. Question, years old. Detective. Daisuke Kamihara is working the Eisuke Sasaki case. He was in elementary school at a time of the serial murders of girls 18 years ago. He didn't know about the paper bags found on victims.
He's also got a beauty mark under his left eye, which for some reason is always important in this game. Katya.
That tea hit the spot. Always make use of the tea.
I feel like I love how tea is part of this rotation. Paper bags, really? I feel like I would remember that.
Okay, I guess we've exhausted that then. Yeah, okay. So, think. If he was in elementary school 18 years ago, how old is he? Let's ask and find out. Okay, fine, we won't. Can we look? Where?
Yeah, let's look at his face.
He looks like an experienced detective. Maybe a bit young, but still. He's a real oddball.
What about him looks experienced? He looks experienced with parting his hair in the middle. That's about it.
I wonder if he's heard the Smiling Man urban legend. I'd say he's old enough to have heard it. I feel like...
Oh, that's interesting. Gwen says, in anime, a tragic character will sometimes have a mole.
What the hell was that?
What?
Hang on, something just fell in the room. I'll be right back. Don't know what it was.
God.
What the hell?
We're in a horror game, guys. Jeremy's about to get murdered.
Oh shit, hang on. Ah! God. Ah! Shit! Ah! Oh shit.
Oh my god!
NANI?
Oh, right, hang on. Sorry, give me a minute. Oh, it's all gone Pete Tong.
How's everybody doing?
It's all gone Pete Tong, I'm sorry.
The best part is we can't see you, but we can hear you.
Crap.
What is it? Is it something spilled?
It said, yeah, it's... What's the way to put this? Hang on.
Has your house become one with the Pepsi Max?
So basically,
What?
part of something on the wall has fallen off, but it's also taken other stuff down with it. So, give me a second. I'll be back.
Jeremy, can you put us on Just Chatting?
What was that?
Can you put us on Just Chatting?
Yes, hang on.
And just put us on the chat.
Damn.
There we go. See you soon.
Thank you. See you in a bit, Ja. So, I will read what Gwen just said, because that's actually quite interesting, about the mole being a mark of someone who's lived a sad life. A hard, sad life. The placement calls to mind a tear of sorrow. It doesn't seem to specify that it matters which side it is, so that's interesting. Am I too innocent for this? Innocent for what? Yomiko, something fell over in Jeremy's house. He's just trying to fix it. It's just something fell off the wall and basically took a load of shit with it. So that's Jeremy's just gonna deal with that. But no, I'm enjoying this. I'm finding the treatment of women to be annoying, but then again, I always do. This is just, I don't know, especially women who are quite forthright tend to get like rinsed. He comes back with a paper bag on his head. Oh my god, Gwen! Shut up with that! I'm dying. Although I have so many. What if I have a paper bag?
Where the heck's Claire gone? What's happened? Wait, what's happened? What the? What just happened? So, update, folks. I have cleaned up.
Chat made me do it.
What?
Gwen just said, imagine if Jeremy just came back with a paper bag on his head. And I was like, oh, my kitchen's full of paper bags. They're all Morrison's, but I can draw a wee little face on it. That's no problem.
So from my point of view, you just weren't here. I was like, what happened? Like,
I just had to go to the kitchen, and then the thing is, there's a paper bag. There's no holes in this bag, so I had to very carefully come back in, so you didn't just see me like full length throw myself across the room. Sorry.
So small update. I have temporarily attempted to clean some debris, but there is something half hanging off the wall that I can't like detach. So it's just like, you know what? That'll do for now. So anyway, now that I've completely derailed this, let's get back to...
No, I mean, you can't help if shit falls down.
Let's get back to Smiley murder bags.
Smiley murder bags will kill your ass right dead.
Oh, that's totally taking me out of this.
I'm actually writing down the phrase smiley bags. There we go, that's written down.
Oh, the smiling man, something else flashed up.
Okay, Catch is now very excited.
I thought your home was consumed by Pepsi Max and became the smiley
Yeah, I was just like, either his house is finally like I've always said would happen, or the Pepsi Max reservoirs that he keeps in his garage have just taken over.
So,
I thought your home was consumed by Pepsi and became a smiley murder bag.
Detective Kamihara, I don't know how we're going to carry on after that. Detective Kamihara, are you familiar with the urban legend known as the Smiling Man?
Did you say the Smiling Man?
I did.
Coca-Cola finally came for you after ragging on them.
All those times.
Fuck you,
and they're
Coca-Cola.
like, now we're gonna give you unlimited Dasani.
What, sandwiches?
No, that was the brand. That was the Coca-Cola brand of water that it turned out in the UK was just purified tap water.
Which honestly, in the UK, you kind of need to do to tap water because it's full of poo.
I mean, at this point, yeah, but back then, you know.
Backed up then. Katya, what the hell?
You know, like a man who's smiling. They call him Emio sometimes.
I don't know. What's the story behind it?
He totally did it. I explained the whole thing to Detective Kamihara just the way Ayumi explained it to me. Cutscene.
But I didn't do it as cutely because she's a cutie.
Cutscene and all.
It's like, how did you make that cutscene play? I'll do it. Whoa. See what you mean about the similarities between that story and this case. Is there any connection? Couldn't just be a coincidence, could it? Did I sound like I was deducing something awesome just then? I did, right?
Maybe? I guess.
I totally did. Anyway, joking aside, that's definitely something to think about. So, thanks for sharing. Notebook updated.
Notebook. What got updated? Let's see.
Probably nothing huge, but...
He had never heard of the urban legend of Emio, the Smiling Man.
Well, that makes sense, because otherwise he would have made the connection between that and the bags, right?
But what if he's lying? I'm going to take some tea.
Can we look around?
Any observations?
We can ask... Yeah, Smiling Man legend is pretty similar to this case. Murders from 18 years ago. Urban legends, man. You ever heard about the Fresno Nightcrawler? It's hilarious. It's like a haunted pair of trousers. Anyway, go Google it. It's great fun.
Okay. We may have exhausted our questioning.
Maybe we can call a Yumi or something?
Use phone. It's not a good time for a phone call, says me.
Well, that answers that question.
Let me think. He's dead silent. What's up with that? Okay.
Look at his face again.
Why is he staring at me like that? So intensely. He might have an observation to share. Maybe he's more of a detective than I've given him credit for.
I mean, we asked him 3 times, but sure, let's ask for an observation. Oh! You know, now that I think about it, I've got an observation to share. There's one other thing we haven't considered.
Go on!
What is that face?
I can't replicate it, sorry.
Well, it's just... The officer who was just here seemed like she kind of liked you, didn't it? Ugh. Jealous.
So, you had an observation about life, not the actual case.
But this is important, I think, because it showed how the game can get itself into a loop, and you kind of have to look at people's faces to kind of, like, refresh the loop. So, yeah, anyway. She's hot, right? Ugh, a woman that hot, and she wears a police uniform? Now that's a legend of the urban variety.
Oh, boy.
I'm so glad she transferred to this division. It's like destiny.
I'm gonna be honest. He's got to be the murderer. Like,
I don't think he's the murderer. I just think he's a dick.
Just something about it.
I have met guys like this. There are so many guys like this out there. They've never done any crimes. They're just the worst to be around. And like I said, I do feel like we're in an escape room, and the escape room is this room, and we have to escape this man.
Wow.
And that's why they call me Dice. I sure am a lucky bastard, I tell you.
This guy needs to piss off.
Oh, Cammy is him. Remember that was that woman voice saying Cammy?
Okay, right. As opposed
Cammy!
as opposed to the Street Fighter character.
I don't think she spells it C-A-M-M-Y.
Yeah, very true.
What? Oh, is it her case? Oh, hi there, ma'am. Didn't see you there. Ma'am? What's that supposed to mean?
That's what you say when
I
you
wonder
said
what
to
that
her.
actually. I wonder what that actually he said. Because she clearly didn't like it. What are you two blathering about? Do your job. We've got a murder to solve. No, it's not what you think. I wasn't trying to seduce this boy. I mean, maybe it is. This guy won't shut up about how hot our co-worker is. Oh, you little bastard. You little bastard. He's all like, ooh, and the uniform's the pièce de résistance.
What?
That's perfect Jeremy response. Anyway, I'll get back to work. Toodles.
He would never say toodles.
Have fun, buddy.
He's leaving just like that?
Don't question it. He might come back. Ugh. Sorry about that. Ahem. Anyway, sorry about this morning as well.
Oh, okay.
Even though you have nothing to apologise for. I guess I haven't even really introduced myself. I'm Detective Kuze, Junko Kuze, Investigation Division 1. Nice to meet you.
Oh, I'm from the Utsugi Detective Agency, Giraffamy Zargrath. Sorry to bother you this morning.
Oh, see, isn't this a nice conversation? No, it's my fault. I didn't realise the inspector had called you guys in.
No, it's my fault. I should have introduced myself first. No, it's...
It's the inspector's fault. He should have made sure you were all properly briefed. That's whose it is.
It's no problem at all.
Don't say that, he might come back. Apparently you're going after that. Well, it's like that thing in Red Dwarf, isn't it? Where they're like, they've taken Mr. Rimmer! Sir, they've taken Mr. Rimmer! Hurry, let's get out of here before they bring him back! That said, don't get in my way, understand?
Oh, right. Of course. But while you're here, so,
Sorry, I have work to do. Excuse me.
Fair.
So she literally just turned up to rescue us from Kamihara, which frankly, I appreciate.
And she's gone.
Oh, God. Oh, travel.
Let us travel. Maybe I should ask if Inspector Kamada is still busy, just in case.
Oh, yeah, let's go back to the front office.
What's this?
Are you locked in? Oh my God. Come on, just one cup, okay? Why don't you brew it yourself? Ugh.
It's Detective Kamihara!
Go and help her! I really want you to brew it for me.
I can't believe he's begging like that.
It's for the good of the investigation, trust me.
Oh, piss off! God.
God damn it, get out there and protect her! Or at least be like, excuse me, do you need a hand? Arrgh.
Rough.
Oh, hey, boy detective. Oh, that's the wrong voice. Oh, hey, boy detective.
Oh no, I've been seen!
Are you really leaving already? Okay, bye, I guess. Huh.
Took that one on the nose. Shrug it off, dice.
What does that fucking mean?
No idea.
Oh, I'm so ashamed by what you saw about me being harassed in that way. I didn't actually read that line, by the way. That wasn't what she said.
Oh, sorry,
I think she said, like, oh, you saw that, right?
Yeah, I think it was like you saw all that.
Yomiko, that is nothing to do with undeveloped social skills. That is someone who's developed their social skills in a very specific way to be as much of a dick as possible.
Yeah, but I have some unrelated questions.
And they're not about tea, I promise. All right, let's find somewhere to talk, and that has a lockable door that we can make sure Detective Kamihara is outside.
The reception area.
Yeah, that'll do. At least there's witnesses. Yeah, I'm having trouble with keeping that voice consistent, but I'll try. Also, I hope I don't have to try, because he's so creepy. So were you able to get some info from Detective Kamihara?
Yeah, more or less. Let us listen. Oh no.
Oh no.
I was wondering if Inspector Kamada is available.
Oh no, that's right. That's the guy we're waiting for.
That's the guy we like.
Yeah. Well, it's the guy who's not that guy.
True.
I'm sorry, but I'm told his meeting is running long.
Ah, I see.
Oh,
Maybe I should come back tomorrow?
so long. I've worked with a lot of detectives, but that one, well, he's something special. You might not want to follow in his footsteps if you catch my drift.
Haha, noted.
You've grown up a bit, haven't you? That's a bit weird.
Well, don't forget they used to know each other.
That's so cute! Oh, so cute.
Let's come back
Oh,
tomorrow.
so you're going to come back tomorrow. I think we'll probably go back to the office if it lets us.
Utsugi Detective Agency.
Let's fucking do it.
If you'll excuse me, I should head out. Please give Inspector Kamada my thanks for his help.
Sounds good. Safe travels. I would have loved to get a name for you.
Utsugi Detective Agency.
I swear to God, if she turns up murdered, I'm going to be so annoyed because she's adorable.
Good point, Matty. Hang on.
Oh, we should have done that. We should have done that. Well, we did.
This is a whole new level of thing we can do on streams now, by the way, if this keeps working.
Well, I mean, you can do. I don't think mine does it.
Try it.
Nope. Trust me, I do it a lot.
Why
and
won't
it
yours
never
do
does
it?
I don't know. It just must be. I don't know.
Ah, fair.
My computer's very old. Remember?
Hello, I'm back.
Okay.
Ah,
Oh no.
welcome.
He would say Tadaima, and they would say okay.
Ah, welcome back, Giraffe me.
Welcome back to this voice. Welcome back.
So, how did it go today?
Oh, I had a great day. Thanks.
Well, I went to the precinct to see what I could find out, but Inspector Kamada was in a meeting all day, so I spoke with Detective Kamihara instead.
I went to the police precinct to meet a guy who wasn't there. Sorry.
Is that so? Well, thanks for tracking someone down.
I think he tracked me down.
Ayumi, what about you? All good.
Sorry, I was eating an extra strong mint. You don't want to inhale that. Sure. Well, I went to see the victim's family, and I was like, "Oh, it's fucking gross, right?" And they were like, "Who the fuck are you?" The Sasaki family was very nice and welcoming. I felt like it was a good family home, even though I had no fucking right to be there. And considering their terrible loss, they were so generous with their help. They really want to know what happened. It's just senseless, you know? Eisuke wasn't in any sort of trouble. He was just a regular kid. It's just...
Just what?
Well, his family said that when he came home that night, he locked himself in his room. A teenage boy locking himself in his room? I've never heard of that before. They said he's never done anything like that before. They weren't sure what it was all about. He wasn't responding, so they were about to try unlocking the door, but... Around 8 p.m, his mother heard a noise at the front door. She went to check and... It was a raccoon eating hot dogs. It was Eisuke, still wearing his school uniform, holding a telephone receiver. He'd got caught in the PT trailer for some reason. He was like, "Help, get me out. This game is never going to get made." So he hadn't been in this room after all. Oh my god, it's that guy from fucking Haikyuu. He dropped the phone in surprise when he noticed her. Then he locked himself in his room for real. Oi, Kawa, what are you doing in this? Go back and keep being trashy in Haikyuu.
I wonder who he was talking to.
Yeah, great question. His family didn't know, and 1471 apparently is not a thing. Anyhow, it seems as though he snuck out again after that without his family noticing. So what happened was he came home, they thought he'd locked himself in his room for some reason. We're not sure why they thought that. And then he was by the front door, which presumably was where the phone was. And then he really went and locked himself in his room.
I guess.
But where was he before? Where was he before that? They were so convinced.
Unless he was in his room and then just kind of managed to sneak out very quietly.
I guess. Okay, all right.
But then again, it doesn't. But it doesn't explain why they would have heard the front door.
I feel like we'll explain that later. So that might explain why he was in that weird place, because someone called him there. Okay. That's all I have for now. I'll keep digging.
What in the world happened to this poor kid?
I'm glad you asked. He got murdered.
You know, I've been digging into the cold case from 18 years ago. A bit more, excuse me. And I'm concerned.
Doing me a concern.
You see, the police never made all the details public. In particular, the use of paper bags.
Oh, so what does that mean? That means that was privileged information.
So that's why Detective Kamihara didn't remember anything about it.
Because they didn't report on it.
Do you know why they withheld that information? Well, I have an idea, but it would be better to speak to Kamada himself. Excuse me. That was a really unintentional sneeze, which I thought was going to be a cough, but it wasn't either. It was sort of something weird.
Yeah, like, and then I shat myself. So you know, we just did the spectrum.
Well, no, but yeah. But it would be better. It would be better to speak to Kamada himself about it. I understand.
Wakarimashita.
Regardless of the reason why, if the police didn't release those details at the time, then it seems a bit of a stretch to assume that the case is connected to the Smiling Man urban legend.
Not necessarily.
But the legend almost has to be connected to the current case, doesn't it? In some way.
Matty, I had the same thought, and apparently when we looked at it, they are boxing gloves and they belong to Utsugi.
He's got to do some training somehow.
Apparently he's a boxer. That hasn't really been gone into. I don't know if that's just a nod to previous games. Maybe this guy's an aged up version of one of the original protagonists, or if it's going to be part of the story. We don't know.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry. Long week. Sorry. Well, I do think I need to fully understand the urban legend if I'm going to solve the case.
So I'm going to murder some people tonight with a bag on my...
You specifically? Well, yes. I'm fascinated by the case of the Smiling Man. And I want to take a deeper dive into it.
Dive all the way to the bottom of that bag.
Therefore, I am going to buy a VR MMO headset and do a proper full dive experience like you would see in the anime, which clearly was not made at the time of this story taking place, Sword Art Online.
And Giraffe Me's like, cool, I'm going to go home and order a McDonald's and then shove my head in the bag and think about killing people.
Ooh, what about pizza? Oh, I see why you said McDonald's because of the paper bag. All right, fair.
Yeah, it'd be harder to shove yourself in. Imagine if it was Emio where he
pizza
box
box
on his head. You're like, well, for one thing, it doesn't hide his face very well at all.
Now then, I'd like to have the two of you review what you learned from today's research.
Well, we have a review button, don't we? You got it. Shall we? Shall we, Giraffe? Shall we?
Review! So, here we go. So, we have a victim, Eisuke Sasaki, who was found with a paper bag on his head with a smiley face on it. A series of similar crimes took place. 18 years ago.
18 years ago.
This is the test portion of the game. Are we paying attention? 18 years ago.
Gotcha. Yes, that's right.
Precisely. The case from 18 years ago involved 3 murders, and the victims all had one thing in common. All of them. They were teenage girls. They went to the same school. They lived alone. They were teenage girls. All of them were teenage girls.
It's so terrible to think about.
So, the killer from 18 years ago was never caught, and the information about the paper bags was never made public. So, only a handful of people knew about it.
This is the important thing that they didn't mention before,
Yeah.
is the fact that this is why police tend to withhold information like this. So
Mhm.
somebody may randomly mention it in an interview and they'll be like, but how did you know?
Mm.
That's why it's so important that maybe newspapers don't have this kind of information.
The killer, the families of the victims, the police who were investigating, and whoever found the bodies.
I would question that and say not necessarily even the family of the victims. They were the ones who
literally.
discovered the body. Yep, they didn't have any right to know. What does it all add up to? Do you have any thoughts based on the info you have so far?
Well, I suppose what I can say at this stage is... I have no idea who killed Eisuke Sasaki. Something seemed off about blank. I got lucky and saw blank.
Well, we didn't get lucky and see anything.
You see,
I don't think we have any
I-
idea who
I
killed
would
him.
say something seemed off about that detective, but
I mean, I would argue he's just a creep.
yeah.
Nothing he said or did made me feel like he was a murderer. It just made me feel like a weirdo. Also, he would have been too young. He didn't know about the bags, if he is telling the truth about that. See, this is actually interesting because I know we're quite near the end of this demo now because of the video I watched earlier. But the guy who I was watching, he chose something seemed off about, and then he chose Kamihara, right?
So what I would probably do.
Yeah, what it does is you say something seemed off about Kamihara, and Ayumi's like, really? And you're like, yeah, it was just a feeling though. And then Utsugi goes, cool, all right then, see you tomorrow. So then he actually reloaded his game from a save because he was doing his playthrough live on a stream, and apparently, like we are, and chat were like, no, it's the victim. And he went back and used the victim's name in there instead. The exact same thing played out though. So I don't know if they were both wrong answers or if they just don't make any difference now. I think the only thing I don't really think anybody seemed off about anything. You know, we've got a weirdo, I mean, the weirdo's a weirdo, but like Matty said earlier in the chat, or someone said, I think he's a red herring. I don't think we know who killed him.
I'm leaning... If I wasn't going to say the Kamihara thing, I would say the top one, because literally we have no idea.
Well, I mean, you can choose the Kamihara thing if you want. It doesn't seem to matter who you choose. They don't really go into a further conversation about it. But I think the only thing... I didn't think... I mean, when I say something didn't seem off about him, I mean, obviously he's offensive to, like, all of us. You know, we hate him. He's a gross man. But, like, nothing really, like, that I haven't encountered in the real world in people who are murderers. Does that make sense? Oh, Gwen says can you put the policewoman in to I got lucky and saw.
I don't know.
Did she help us in any particular way? I can't remember. Well, do you know what? We did get lucky, so we didn't know she was going to be there. Did we? Okay, let's try that. Why not? That's an option that I haven't seen done. So now you can pick her.
Under others, right?
She's under others, I think. Yeah. Police officer. Yeah.
I got lucky and saw a certain police officer.
Did she have a scientific railgun? That was really stupid, sorry.
No.
That was really dumb. I know nothing about that show. I just know that when I worked with Grinda, it was like, it's not under S, it's under A, except sometimes it's under S, and maybe sometimes under R. It was such an annoying show to file. Anyway.
Have you ever watched it?
A Magical Index, yeah, that's the one, yeah.
Yeah.
Why are you saying it like that? Why are you grinning? Aww!
Nothing. We met on a previous case, that's all.
Okay.
Sounds like that's a wrap on our investigation for the day.
Yeah, this is where you end up, whatever. It feels like comparing notes really helped. Working together well.
Do you want to know why? Because that's teamwork.
That's fucking teamwork!
I agree. I'm counting on both of you.
He sounds like he's gonna, like, make us sleep with the fishes if we don't do a good job.
All right, let's split up and continue the investigation tomorrow. I'll head to Ace Gaze Middle School and see what I can learn. Oh, that's you, sorry.
I'll head to Ace Gaze Middle School and see what... Did you like my impression of you? I'll head to Ace Gaze Middle School and see what I can learn. Did you not do that today? Where did she go today?
She went to the...
Oh, she went to go see the family.
The
She went to go see
yeah.
the family. Yeah.
I think I'll see what else I can get from the police.
Yeah, we're going to go see Kamada again.
Excellent. Good luck out there. I nearly misread
Okay,
that. I nearly
well,
misread that as get out there. But
Get out of there! Get out of here!
good luck out there. Chapter 2. Disappearance. Okay, I'm going to assume it's saved. I don't know.
I think...
Oh, there's a save symbol.
So hold thought. You know you said you downloaded the demo today?
Correct.
We are now into the second demo.
Correct.
How do you know that?
Because originally it was just prologue on chapter 1.
Yeah, but it didn't say it on the screen, did it?
No, I think it was just an update file. So chances
So
are...
basically, what happens is every time they release a new bit of this demo, it overwrites the space the other one was in. So the guy I was watching only had the first chapter that stopped there, and it said, "You've reached the end of this demo."
Okay.
But we have clearly got both the two demos here, so I'm just wondering if you wanted to stop here because this was the end of the first demo.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah, I was good. That's why I was wondering if it had saved as well, because I
Well, let's
personally
save it.
I think personally, well, I don't know how to at this point, because I think it's on autosave.
Isn't save one of the options that comes up in your thing at the top every single time?
No, I think so.
Go out of that. Go out of that.
Hang on, so if I go into settings,
Not that.
okay,
No, your actual display, your actual heads-up display.
where?
Well, it's not there at the moment. It's when it's the ask, listen thingy. What's it? One of them is always save.
Oh, good point. All right, well let's get through this first dialogue string then, and then we'll hit
Sure.
quit and save. Sorry.
Okay.
Thanks for taking the time to meet, Inspector Kamada. Oh, Zargrath. Sorry I wasn't available yesterday when you stopped by. It's all right. You're incredibly busy. But if you have a few minutes now... Yes, of course. You can ask me anything. But let's head to the back room first.
Oh my god, you go into the back rooms and you just never come out. Ah!
Sounds good.
You're like, oh god, there's monsters in here. I'm scared.
So, what's the latest on the investigation?
Why do I feel like I'm here to give you a lap dance? This is weird.
Any more info on the victim? Oh, in fact, that was probably me, wasn't it?
Yeah, you do an impression of me, son?
Well, I'm afraid we don't have much new info, but Forensics is still taking a look at that paper bag.
They're
There
like,
we go.
ew! There you
So,
go.
Save, quit. Oh, there it is, look, it's right there. There you go. There you go. Data saved. I assume it's saved. Confirm? Yeah? Overwrite? Cool. Good. Don't need to. Alright, well, there we go. So that, folks, has been Emio the Smiling Man, Famicom Detective Club. I'm gonna be honest, it's sort of just like...
The music, can we turn that down a bit?
Oh, sure. Is it loud?
Sorry. It's pretty loud in my ear.
Oh, okay. I was sort of just going by what you folks may have or have not seen.
No, it's just, if we're just chatting, then I think it should be a bit low.
There we go. How about that? You probably
That's
can't
gone
hear that now.
completely
So
for
there you
me.
go.
So yeah, that's fine. Whatever.
So yeah, I actually really like the way that's laid out. Once you kind of get used to how specific things need to be done to go forward, as it were.
Sure.
You can sort of get around it, and you even said a few times, click on his face. It's like, oh yeah, that's probably a thing.
Because that does seem to like get you out of a
loop.
stuck bit,
Yeah.
doesn't it? Yeah, it's interesting. It's almost like your conversation stalls and you look at their faces if you go like, what are you thinking, kind of thing. Yeah. So, just a quick thing to finish off actually. So I didn't know anything about games before.
Likewise.
Because but it's I think I mentioned during the thing like I wasn't sure if the boxing gloves were like a mention from an old game or if Tsugi was like a previous character. So I was kind of right. In the first game, you are introduced to Ayumi as the protagonist. So you're the protagonist, I presume you can give yourself a name, and that's when you're Ayumi, and you do a story that's just the two of you solving a mystery. The second one, you're the protagonist again, you're a young boy. And then you're taken in as a detective's assistant by Shunsuke Utsugi. So he's in the second game as like your boss. In the third game, which is not quite the same as the other two by the look of it, it seems like to be like a reminiscence game. Like Ayumi's writing a letter back to somebody saying, "Hey, do you remember when we nearly got locked up for murder?"
Right.
And that appears to be mainly about Ayumi. But yeah, so Ayumi and Utsugi are both characters from before, although they don't appear to have appeared in the same game until now. No, that's not true. The second one, the girl who stands behind, has Ayumi in it. Yep. So Ayumi's in all three, and she's in this one too. So Ayumi is the thread that keeps these all games together. She's never been the protagonist. You're always the protagonist, but you've always encountered her, which is interesting. And having them all together in one office is kind of cool. I don't know if that's how the second game ends up with you all working in the same office. It doesn't say that. Because in the second game, the murder victim's called Yoko, and Ayumi is a friend of Yoko's. That's the connection.
I see. That makes sense.
Yeah, so there you go. That's interesting. But yes, anyway.
But visually, I really like how the game looks as well. Just it's got a really, it's just nice visually. I can't really articulate it.
It looks really good. Yeah, it looks like I was glancing over to the stream because obviously on the Discord it's not quite as high res for me. So sometimes the writing was a little bit like, just go and look over here kind of thing. It wasn't so much the talking writing, it was the writing in the book and stuff. I was a bit like, I know James is going to read this out loud, but I'm just going to...
you want to know, quite frankly.
Yeah, and like the character art is so crisp and nice, you know, like it's just, yeah. Yeah, no, I really enjoyed it, and I feel like it's this way of releasing a game is not done before. It's not unheard of, but it's certainly been a good choice for this because it's introduced a lot of people to this franchise who maybe didn't know about it. A lot of people I've seen on Reddit saying I wouldn't have really been that interested in this game had I not been given so many opportunities to like play it and engage with it. So I think this is definitely a case of Nintendo taking a risk on a horror game and launching it in exactly the right way.
Exactly.
So,
and even from the way they announced it with that whole Emio teaser thing, like.
Yeah, very good, very good. That's yeah, yeah. I mean, obviously they're not perfect; they make mistakes, but I feel like they've made the right choice regardless of this one. Also, because I have you, I'm going to give you my captive audience thing of when this game was first announced. The only thing we knew, like Jeremy said, was like I think it was like a few days later that the title was released. Do you remember that? And the flower that appears on the screen is really distinctive. In the fact that it has a center of the center part of the flower is like conjoined like that, which you don't see that often. It's not specific to one kind of plant, but it certainly isn't ubiquitous among plants. So I went on a bit of a deep dive thinking there's got to be a reason this flower is here, you know? Because why choose that flower? You know, like I don't know if there were pictures that went with the others, but I don't think they were flowers, you know? So obviously it's a very stylized picture, but the best I could get is that it's a type of nightshade. Not deadly nightshade, let's hasten to add. But nightshades actually include potatoes and tomatoes, all plants like that. But yeah, so the closest I could find to it, ironically, was a potato flower. And I'm like, I don't think it's the flower of a potato plant, or maybe it is just a really janky nightshade. Who knows, you know? But I just thought it was interesting, and I'll be interested to see if that comes into more importance later on, you know?
100%. 100%.
I'm just like, there was a choice made, you know? Why did you pick that flower, kind of thing?
But
Anyway.
so, I suppose the next logical question that I'm sure some folks out there are wondering is, are we going to carry on with this? Because this was obviously a demo, and there is a
bit more to play, and there'll be a bit more after that.
Yeah, so there's going to be chapter 2 and then chapter 3, I think. I'm not sure how many there are in total. But we are also in the middle of an Ace Attorney Justice for All playthrough at the moment.
We are.
So there is an element where we kind of need to make a decision. If folks would like us to, I'm game for maybe doing another chapter, but part of me also thinks, though, truth be told, we may have to like come back to this if we did think about this. Maybe we might try and come back to this at some point in time. We'll have to like do a refresher with the first chapter and stuff, obviously, but that's why VODs are a really good thing, folks.
I think we're in a good position at the moment because we've only got a capped number of episodes. Because there's only going to be a total of 3.
Yeah, and then ultimately we'll have to buy the game if we want to play it. But part of me also... But part of me... this is going to sound like a very weird thing, but part of me is also a bit reticent to want to do a playthrough so soon, given it is a brand new game, if that makes sense. It's hard to articulate.
Well, we won't be playing it through, will we? Because it's only the demo.
No, I know, but hypothetically, if we said, oh, we're interested in doing a full playthrough, we have no idea how long it is, but also I don't know if I'd want to do that so soon, if that makes sense. Like give the game time to be played, sort of thing. So
what I would suggest, what I think is, it's going to take us, if we want to play the whole demo, it's going to take us 2 more sessions stream. By the time we get to the next but one stream, it will all be out. The demo will all be out. So I think it would make sense to play all of the demo. So next week do chapter 2, and the week after do chapter 3, and then stop. I think that would be the sensible thing to do, because then we've played the whole demo. We'll know enough to be like, we won't have to come back in maybe right at the beginning when if we end up playing it, and we can then go back to Ace Attorney knowing that we've played all the available free version of this game. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
I know that people in the chat are saying it's fine as doing it just one episode, but honestly, I'm up for playing a bit more of it, especially because I know that there is a hard limit on the number of episodes we can do.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, because ultimately, if we want to buy into the remainder, we have to literally buy in, as it were.
Yeah, we're not going to accidentally download the second chapter like we did this time. You know, like
exactly.
So I think it's and it's quite similar to Ace Attorney in a lot of ways. So it kind of like, if you like our Ace Attorney playthroughs, maybe you won't get as many laughs, but you know, I think letting us do this and letting me have my true crime head for a little bit will be a bit fun, and then we can go back to interrogating orcas on the stand or whatever the fuck we're doing in this game.
Yeah, so I am totally game for that. So that's 2 more weeks, and he says.
Plus, I did draw a lot of art for this one. Maybe I could maybe use it. If we do more game with it. I mean, the art was drawn for future playthroughs. It wasn't necessary to be used now, but at the same time, I'm like, it would be good and consistent if we could use it now. So Matthew's just saying the full game's out on the 29th of August, which will be during our playthrough.
Yeah,
but
it's
at the same
next
time,
week, basically.
Yeah, but it's not. But we don't have to buy it. You know, like exactly. So obviously, like we'll buy it when we buy it, if we buy it, and then we'll play it the same if and when.
And this is the beauty of there being, in fairness, what will actually turn out to be quite a heck of a long demo. When you think we played this for what, just over 2 hours, and we were sort of stopping and having a laugh, and you know, my wolf
and your house fell apart at one point,
fell apart, whatnot. But in general though, like if we go on the assumption that these chapters are probably at least an hour and a half, 2 hours each, that's a substantial demo when all is said and done.
Yeah, it makes you wonder how long the actual game is. I don't know how or how many chapters.
No idea.
Anyway.
So yeah,
right.
how about next week? At the very least, next week we'll do chapter 2 and see where we're at.
Yeah, well, it's a bit early for us to wrap up, Jer, but I'm happy to do that if you want to.
If that is all right with you, I would be game for that because it has been a week, as it were.
It's been a week. I will make a request though, which is as we're wrapping up earlier than usual. May I request that we do a raid? We haven't done one for a while.
If we can figure out how to do it, yes. But before we do,
we
must. First of all, activate the correct window. Am I going to do this properly? What is going on? Why is nothing working tonight? I say nothing's working, but... Felf, let's talk about you for a second, because we've got to talk about where people can find us accordingly. So, to begin with, Felf, tell people about you and where they can find you.
Hello, my name is Felf. I'm your possum-coated big sib, and I love you. And you can find me online at my... Linktree. I was like, who the fuck wrote that about me? Asked the meme lord. I'm like, I wrote it myself. I can. Yes. I am an artist. I am a comedy genius. I am a marsupial who is non-native to this country. And you can find me in all these places. It's Linktree, which is linktr.ee/Felfloney, which is, Gwen's like, oh my god, I know them! FELFLOWNE, which is everywhere. And yeah, that's me. And as I say every month/week, I must update my basic bitch Linktree, and I have not done it. So enjoy this bland and flavorless Linktree.
Hey, it's got the essential stuff. That's the key.
It does. Jeremy, where can the people find you?
Easy way to find me is on Linktree as well. Linktree/giraffe me when it's still way too much on here. But you can find all the links to Twitch, YouTube and such, of which, speaking of the YouTubes, if you want to find the VODs to various, well, I say various, pretty much all the streams that we do here, you can find them on YouTube, including, like I mentioned at the top of the show, our opening night live watch along. And you can find pretty much every VOD we've done. There might be all bar 1 or 2 for some random reasons.
Yeah, there's the lost episode. We're a proper organization. We've got a lost episode. Not because we were sued, just because something went wrong and I can't remember what it was.
I want to say like audio got balked or something. We were trying to figure out a way of...
Yeah, maybe, yeah. Jeremy, I'm going to send you the name of who I want to raid. Where should I send it to make it easy for you to copy it?
WhatsApp? I guess.
Sure.
If you can.
Sure. Hang on, let me do that.
I'll tell you what, do it on Disco and then I'll work it. But,
are you sure? Discord tends to break for you. I'll just do it
at this
here.
point, everything's going to break, so, you know.
I'll just do it here.
My wall is breaking behind this curtain, you know.
Yeah, it's just like, I just like bits of Pepsi coming in like a sinking ship. It's like, what's happening?
And of course, you can find my unboxings channel as well, which, again, I've got a couple of videos in the can that I'm probably going to release at some point. But if you want to go check out some unboxings and on the disc-based things that I've done, you can. That is just simply at Giraffe and me on the YouTubes.
Jeremy, I have sent you the name, and if you're happy to raid them, I will quickly intro everyone in the chat if they want to go along. So, keeping on our horror theme, I have suggested that we raid into my friend Beard Streams here, who is doing a joint stream of Resident Evil 5. So they're playing 2-player co-op with Lex, who was also here in the chat earlier.
Amazing.
I'm terrible at catching their streams, and I actually asked them last week, when do you stream? Because I never catch it, and it's because it's always right after us, and I'm usually dead. So because we're ending a little earlier this evening, I thought this could be nice. And yeah, so they're good fun. They're quite quiet and chill, but also Beard and Lex both know a lot about Resident Evil. So if you ever have any like, what the heck is that questions, they'll be very, very obliging and explain just what the hell that is. So, Jeremy, would you please set up the raid?
Attempting to do that now. Literally, like, I'm just attempting to do it right now, literally. So...
Can you just type into OBS?
I'm not trusting... No, friends, I'm not trusting OBS. Right.
Oh, I think it's working! I think it's working!
There we go. So, folks, with that being said, thank you so much for watching. We'll be back Friday next week, 7 p.m. UK time, with Chapter 2 of Emio. Thank you so much for watching. From myself, Jeremy, from Claire, until next week, take care. Have a nice week. Bye.
Enjoy Resi 5.